the mic tonight. How you feeling, dude?
I feel great. We had some fantastic events that we went to. Denver was absolutely insane, which we've talked about in length on this show already. And then we go to South Carolina, which we were in Greensville, and that place was awesome.
Yeah.
I was very surprised about how cool that place was. And then it was capped off by a awesome night of fights and probably one of the best main events that you'll ever see.
Yep.
That fight was
Fight of the year
incredible.
contender for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We have a huge show for you guys lined up right now. Our first guest is waiting to come on. He is one half of the main event, the victorious Tony Loco Soto, who, like we just said, put on a fight of the year performance, stayed undefeated in the division, now landed himself in the top 5. He'll be on in a minute. Then we're going to follow him up with Big Ben Rothwell, not Big Ben Vanaski, not that guy. Big Ben Rothwell will be coming on to talk about his victory in Denver and what's next for him. Then we're going to talk to Taylor Starling, who will be making her return to the squared circle this weekend in Omaha when she takes on Jade Masson-Wong. And then we're going to bring on a wildman who made a splash last year in Omaha with the lightning quick knockout in the second round of his debut. Esteban Mohawk Rodriguez will be on to cap off the show. We're going to shout our sponsors real quick, then we'll get Tony on here. Hold up.
Norcom Mortgage and Michael Mish are delivering the American dream to those who serve America, helping veterans obtain the dream of home ownership. They offer programs that include no money down, no first-time homebuyer requirement, 100% cash-out refinances, rehab loans. They can help you purchase a home, purchase a condo, refinance an existing mortgage, create a dream home with rehab loan. To learn more, visit www.michaelmish.norcommortgage.com or call 860-884-2103.
Just talking to that guy this afternoon. He was at my house helping my wife out with some properties that she's looking at diving into. Hit up Mike. You saw him, Norcom Mortgage. They are riding with us for like about a year now, and we appreciate them. We got bare knuckle corn snacks. Tons of different flavors of popcorn. Go to bareknucklecornsnacks.com, buy yourself some, and if you can't get to the fight, you might as well pop open a bag and watch some violence from your living room and eat some fucking delicious popcorn. And last but not least, we got BK Bet Shark, dude. This guy just keeps on rolling. I can't honestly tell you how he did last weekend because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to check out his betting card from the past weekend, but the dude's on a roll. He knows how to make money. And you guys need to get to his Instagram page, check out his links, and follow BK Bet Shark if you like money. With all that said, Mike, you ready to welcome in the number 5 lightweight in the BKFC right now?
I am.
Let's do it. You were muted. All right, here we go. He made a splash against Tyler Goodjohn this past weekend, and like we said, it was one of the best fights we've ever seen. Super violent as we expected. Here he is, the crazy man himself, Tony Loco Soto.
What is good, my brothers? What's up? What's up?
Hey,
Tony.
what's happening?
Let me see that face. Were you even in a fight? What the fuck?
That's what I'm trying to say. It was primarily body shots. I blocked a lot of shots to the face. I took more to the head, the way I was dipping my head, the way I was throwing punches and moving my head. I really didn't get hit that much. My hands are good. I'll be good in about a week, bro.
Wow, yeah, you look like you barely even got in a fight, but it was an all-out freaking war between you and Goodjohn. And we talked to you prior to that fight, and we all knew what you were in store for. The dude just doesn't go down. He bleeds in every single fight he's in. And I think he said, I'm a bare knuckle fighter with tissue paper skin or something like that. He said it himself, which was funny to me. He was bleeding in the first 20 seconds of the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I knew that he was going to keep dipping his head and he was going to be, acceptable to my lead uppercut, which I landed like money. That lead uppercut was money. Sorry, I'm got a little bit of a congestion still, man. I'm still a little under the weather.
Yeah, you had so you were dealing with a respiratory infection. Is that what was going on?
Still dealing with it right now.
Would you say so? Like we all thought you had like a massive adrenaline dump in between the second and third round.
I definitely did.
Okay, so was it a combination of an adrenaline dump and this respiratory thing that you got going on, or are you
No,
not using that as a
I'm
crutch?
not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. Listen, it happened. I told myself when I was going into after the second round, I'm like, wow. Like in my head, I'm like, holy shit, I'm whooping this dude's ass. I sat down to the corner. My corner starts talking to me, and legit, I feel like 1,000 pounds. I was like, holy shit. I felt like I couldn't lift my arms. I felt like I was inside sand. I was like, oh shit, Tony, you need to get up. You need to get this shit. You need to get over this. But I've watched the fight maybe more times than I should have already. And I can honestly say, no matter what anybody says about how tired I was, I kept fucking throwing. I kept connecting. Even when I was at my tiredest, he could barely hit my head. He had to go to the body. I was not being a fucking easy target to hit, my man. Like, no way. No way.
No, the output was still there, even though you were visibly slow. Like you did slow down in the third round, but like you just said, I've watched it a few times too, and every time I watch it, and I don't know, I try to
Look at
watch
that
it.
right there. Look at that. Slipping it to the inside of the jab coming over the top. That's beautiful right there,
That
man.
is that's good camera work too by Vespi and Lambert. Those guys are awesome. They
Oh,
do a
yeah.
great job with those photos. Um, yeah, I had it 1, 2, and 5 every
Yeah,
time.
I
I
agree.
mean,
1, 2, and 5. Yep.
and like we were standing there in the arena, and like we always say, it's hard to. The judges have a tough time, dude. They must watch the monitors in front of them more than they watch the action in the ring because standing, 30 feet from the ring, like in the audience and watching it, and then seeing it on TV, you totally miss a lot of things when you're standing ringside. You know what I mean? So those guys have a very tough job, and I think they got this one right.
Yeah, like for instance, like my game plan was if like my wife asked me, she said, if you could change anything in that fight, what would you change? I said, honestly, I would have started a little slower. I threw 3 to 1. I threw 3 to 1 to his punches. Like I threw over pretty much almost 300 strikes to his like 150, 160 something. So I was putting out there, I was throwing a lot of shots. Um, Anytime Tyler came on the inside, I grabbed him to stop him because he's dangerous in the inside. He likes to throw a barrage of punches and then escape and then reset. I wasn't letting him do that, so I clinched up from the beginning. I knew. We planned this from the very beginning, but when I grabbed him, I was squeezing the fucking life out of him. Every time I grabbed him, I was trying to squeeze him. And I'm going to tell you right now, I felt like he has a marvelous poker face because he was just as tired as I was. I'm telling you right now. Because in that fifth round, like as I start coming and I'm putting him against the ropes towards the end, I'm like, if he wasn't fucking tired and I was that tired, why the hell was he had his back against the rope? You know what I'm saying? Like I looked at it like that. And I also looked at it for the perspective as like, if I was that tired, how come he couldn't finish me? You know?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. You guys obviously come with a game plan every time. You're now 5-0. You got the same team with you there every single time. Everything's working. Was the game plan because you guys knew Tyler's a slow starter to put on like an onslaught in those first 2 rounds and try to get him out of there, or was that just you with the pedal to the floor?
Well, what had happened was
What had
it was
happened?
supposed it's supposed to be 1, 2 strikes, move, 2 strikes, move, one, move. I went out there and I seen him and because that's the same fucking canvas I think we fought on last time. It's like slippery as ice. You seen where I slipped in the beginning and like it was slippery. I was like, fuck. I was like, man, fuck this. I'm turning it up. So I just started turning it up. The whole entire camp I fought walking backwards. So that's why you see I fought very comfortably moving backwards. Even in the fifth round when he was coming and he was trying to walk forward, I put my head to the side, I cracked him, and then I cracked him in the right hand. It looked like he hit me, but it was me hitting him. You have to watch it. Like I said, I've watched it so strategic. And like I'm not biased. If I fucking would have been like, oh fuck man, I think he won that round, I'd be like, you know what? I think he did. I'm a man of my word, like I said, if the organization wants us to do it again, I'm down. But I look at it from this perspective. Mayweather never gave any of these motherfuckers a rematch, and that's why he still stood defeated.
Here's what I hate, right? And this is a fucking pet peeve of mine in combat sports. Robbery. the word robbery. It's just like thrown all over the place, just like the word hilarious or amazing or epic. Epic. It's like someone could fucking like do something so simple and they say, oh, it's epic. It's like, it's not epic. It's not a robbery. If it was a robbery, then how do some people have it one way and the other? And how is it 3 rounds to 2? Either way you cut it for mostly everyone. How's that a robbery? It's a 1 friggin' round swing. It doesn't make any sense. So that has been blowing my mind, the robbery talk.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shit talk. And me personally, the guy has a huge following. And, you know, you got to respect it. I think his fans are some of the most ruthless motherfuckers I have ever encountered in my life. If you could see,
That's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, if you could see my DMs, oh my God, like I was getting it from everybody. I got voice messages the day before and I cracked up because this shit doesn't bother me. It makes me laugh. This guy's whispering to me. He goes, Soto, Good John's gonna get you. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's funny, man.
You're like, you guys are they're meaner to you than he is.
Oh God, yeah. And like I said it in the beginning, I've never had a problem with Good John, even leading up to this fight. Like I was like, you know, this is gonna be awesome. I talked to him. I think the people that he surrounds himself with are very toxic, and I think that's playing a factor in his character. I think he's a good guy, and I think he's surrounded by some really toxic people. And hopefully the guy can find a way to be around more positive and more uplifting people, because that's just my opinion. I think the people he's around are very toxic. You know, that's just
you had problems with his people in the days leading up at the event. You talked about it a little bit. You guys saw each other at the weigh-ins, obviously. Palomino had said a few things online about something that happened at the weigh-ins. You said it didn't happen. What's your side of the story? What's the truth? What's the truth here?
So the weigh-ins at the official scale, the scale was off by 0.6. I've never missed weight. You guys know me for how long? I'm very professional. I do everything to the T. My scale, I've had it for years. It's a phenomenal one. It's very expensive. I have it dialed in. So yeah, they were trying to figure out what was going on with the scale, yada, yada, yada. I was like, fuck it. I don't mind. I'll cut 0.6. I could run a mile and cut 0.6. That's nothing. So I go and I start running on a treadmill. The bold coach, whatever the hell that guy's name, and he comes to where I was running. He's like taking pictures of himself in the mirror, but he's really taking pictures of me. Like, bro, you're fucking weirdo. I'm like, whatever. I ain't letting that shit bother me. Then I see Palomino over there, and I look at him in the eye, and I say, it's gonna be a good fight, my man. I can't wait. And I dapped him. I gave him like a dap. I also seen Good John. I said, there he is. There he is. And he didn't even fucking look at me, bro. I swear to God. I swear. He looked over and like put his head down. Swear, bro. I have nothing to lie about, bro. And I was like, it is what it is. I made weight. And that bold weirdo dude, the coach, I went over to him and I shook his hand out of respect. I said, hey, it's going to be a good fight. Good luck to your fighter. And I'm just trying to keep it like professional behind the scenes, you know? This motherfucker goes on Instagram like, oh, Tony going around shaking everybody's hands, thinking that he couldn't look a man in the eyes. And I said, what? And I read that shit. And I'm like, yo, tomorrow's weigh-ins. All right, we'll see. We'll see about that. Because I don't just do that shit talking. Like I tell you guys, bro, you guys know me. I'm the same behind the camera than I am in front of the camera. This is why I am who I am. So I went over to Luis and I said, bro, you said I couldn't look at you in the face like a man. I'm right here right now. What's up? He's like, oh, worry about your fight. Worry about your fight. Wheel. You know? He fucking, how the fucking speaks. He sounds like that chick from Kung Pao. Whatever. So I was like, whatever. And that motherfucker, after the weigh-ins, I didn't personally know that in England, one of the most disrespectful things that you can do is push a fighter at the weigh-ins. I did not know that. I did not plan that. When I got that close to him, I kind of wanted to Bart Simpson him, you know, that fucking choke. And
Homer on Bart.
If you rewind that scene, like when I pushed him, I was like, oh, because I almost pushed him off the fucking stage. That dude went flying, bro.
Yeah, he definitely didn't anticipate that happening.
Yeah,
it definitely caught him by surprise, and that might have made him more upset. You know, because when something like jolts you, if you're focused, you get even more upset. And like obviously that's a tense situation, so like probably jolt him. And then he was like, what
Like
the
getting your
fuck?
prostate checked for the first time. You're like, oh, you know.
Yeah. Then you turn around, you haul off on the doctor. Yep. That's the last time you're getting that exam done.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. How old are you?
Dude, I'm
Why
35.
are you getting fingered? Why are you getting fingered by
He
a doctor?
asked for it.
Oh, you asked for it.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
fingers or three?
I gotta ask for it every couple months to make sure I don't like it, and I know I don't like it.
I think I
Oh,
feel
man.
something in there when I need to get it checked out. Come over here.
Oh my God, Jesus
Well, you're
Christ.
supposed to wait till like what, 50? Let's just do it now.
You wait till the weather's nice. What do you mean?
Yeah. So Tony, you moved to 5-0 now. You finally, after a 5-fight win streak here, have cracked the top 5. The rankings came out today. You're sitting at number 5. The rankings are aggravating the shit out of me, to be honest with you. And I don't know if rankings matter at all. Anyway, it's not like the number 1 guy always gets the title fight anyway. So why do we have rankings? Is it just so people could bitch at each other and fucking talk about something, or does it actually mean something?
It's provocative.
Yeah, it's provocative. So, anyways, obviously, Luis Palomino had something to say to you that night, but you're probably not going to get a shot at the champ right now. We heard some things about him fighting another 165er. The news didn't get released yet, I don't believe, but
I already know what's going on.
yeah, you and we all know. I think he's going to be fighting in June. But anyways, so with that said, dude, you got 3 guys ahead of you in the rankings, 4 guys ahead of you. You got Lily, you got Peralta, you got Taylor, you got Shof. If you had to choose a dance partner out of those 4 right there, who you want?
I want James Lilly for interim 155 title.
Ooh.
It don't even make sense. Why am I going to fight Tom Shof? Tom Shof's 4-4. He just lost. Why am I going to fight Bobby Taylor? You know what I'm saying? Like he just lost.
Yeah.
Why am I going to fight Peralta? He's been gone for almost over a fucking year. What makes sense?
Yeah, he hasn't fought for a while.
Let's make sense. You know,
right? Peralta, he last fought last June.
Yeah,
about a year. About Martin Brown, Trey Brown. So yeah, so
why am I not? I don't know. These are questions and answers I don't have. But you know what? I don't care. None of that shit. That's like I said in my post-fight interview with this guy when I did the whole media shit. It's all fake. It's all words. None of that shit's real. What matters is right then and there. And like I said to that, I'm just gonna fuck them up and I'm gonna keep on moving. And that's it.
Man, that's awesome. Has Scott or anybody talked to? Are you guys still just taking like a week off to cool out after your fight, or like are you guys immediately into asking for something like that?
Right now, me, I gotta get back to work, man. I gotta go back to my bread and butter and what I do to support my family on an everyday basis, and you know, be that white collar guy that I am, blue collar, whatever the fucking collar you want. I'm red collar now, all the fucking blood, but. You know, I'm always down for a fight. You know, I'm gonna stay in shape. I'm not gonna get too fat, and you know, I'm down. I'm ready. I don't think my cardio was a little. I don't think my cardio at all was an issue, because if my cardio was an issue, I wouldn't have been able to make it that far and get the dub. I feel like me and James Lilly would be a hell of a fight. I think he's a nice jigsaw puzzle that I would love to solve. I think he's very soft around the edges, and you know, I honestly don't think he's fought anybody like me either. Like look at Good John. He's fought a lot of people. You know, like he's fought Palomino. He's fought Lily. He fought people who were constantly like moving and moving. I bit back in that fight. I bit back. I stood and traded and walked forward with him. I backed him up. You know, like let's be real.
And you even hit that, and you even hit like that wall, that point where it's like your body made it to a point where, like, if you're a runner, you know, they say you hit that wall, some people just boom, you're done, your body shuts down and you're at that point. Now you're but when you're running, you're just running, you know, and you're in a fucking fight, somebody's trying to punch you in the goddamn face in your middle of the ring with all these people watching. So you have 2 choices. You could either keep on pushing past that wall, or you can fucking just say, you know what, I'll just slow down, let them beat me a little bit, and then that's it. You did it. And that was, I think that proved a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people had some questions before this.
I appreciate that, Michael. And, you know, I'm not one, you know, as long as you guys know me, I'm not one to always talk about my story or use whatever I had going on, my problems. I've had a fucked up life, bro. I've been through so much. I mean, I had kids very young. I've been through so much. Like I can't even put into words. I'm honestly gonna reach out to somebody and try to write like a book or something to help with younger kids and young adults, because the shit that I went through, I think it could possibly help and touch and really, really help a lot of people. I just don't feel like I would use that on my platform or on this stage right now because of how delicate it is, some of the stuff I've been through. And I think that's what makes me who I am and why I'm deep down inside that tough. I was significantly abused as a child, and it really made me who I am today. I am this phenomenal father, and I mean, I'm so mentally and physically. I've been to death. I've seen death. Like I've been there. Like you're gonna have to kill me. And I said it in the press conference. I said it. You're gonna have to kill me, bro. Like
Dude,
I
I think that they don't realize the diamond in the rough that they have with you, to be honest. I think because of what you just said, you took the words right out of my. I was just gonna follow that last topic up with they have a homegrown product here in you that can fight, can talk. You look like you didn't even get in a fight. You're fucking 3 days out of a fight and you're still pretty. You know what I'm saying?
You're
It's
a
like
family man.
you're a family man. You're married. You're a CO. You fucking used to be a skater.
Yeah.
There's a ton to you. There's a lot of layers to the onion. And if they want to make a star out of somebody homegrown, they have made a few with Lorenzo and Britain and a few, but like the rest of the other ones came from outside entities, and like nobody knew who you were until besides the skate community and whatever.
Right.
In the fight world, nobody really knew who Tony Soto was until you started slinging bare hands. And I really hope that they take what they have with you and like run with it, man. I think you could really be a face of the sport.
Man, I appreciate it, man. But at the end of the day, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I didn't expect to even make it this far, and it's a surreal moment. Like I still have not come to terms that I just not only fought but defeated Tyler Goodjohn. That shit in my head is still like, wait, what? Like I was legit watching this guy's documentary like a year ago. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
like shit is like all just falling into place. And at the end of the day, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep being who I am. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. You guys are like super awesome.
Thanks.
All the media, all the guys from Bare Knuckle Media, like all those guys, everybody's cool, man. Like this shit, I feel like I found my true meaning. Like skateboarding was everything to me, but then after I had my significant knee injuries, it was like I needed that next thrill, that next spark. And then I got into fighting, and then when I found bare knuckle, I like felt like, whoa, like this is what I'm meant to do. Like I love it.
You seem like you're made for it, dude. And every time you've gone out, you've looked better. And we talked about it before the fight. Your first 4 fights, you progressed each fight, and now you just went out and you did this against a guy like Tyler Goodjohn. I hope that they capitalize on this and give you that fight with Lily. Looking at that top 5, it really is the only thing that makes sense, especially if they're going to have Palomino fighting, defending his 165 title. You don't want to hold up the division too long. Sometimes, and I'm not a big interim title fan, but sometimes they make sense, and this time makes sense. You don't want to hold up the division too long. You or Lily grab that interim, and then you unify it with Palomino down the road. It sets up, the next 6-8 months for the company as far as the lightweight division goes, and I like it a lot.
And if not, if the organization wants me to rematch with Goodjohn, I'm fine with that. I always say, opinions don't fill my pocket. So if they got a good number, I'm always down to fight, baby. But I'm really interested also in fighting Alvarez if that's not possible. If everything else isn't, if he wants to come to 155, I would love that test. I would
Eddie?
love to. Yeah, I would love to test Eddie Alvarez against the
That's
two
awesome.
a true bare knuckle fighter. Like he just came in, but he hasn't fought a true bare knuckle fighter. And I feel like I've, proved that to everybody that I am what the sport is all about. And I think that would be a phenomenal fight.
God
That'd
damn.
be one to see for sure.
I love that one too, man. And he said in the post-fight press conference after Denver that he's in love with the sport. He loved it. He said it was his best training camp he ever had. Didn't have to grapple, didn't have to do no jiu-jitsu. He didn't have to worry about five-minute rounds. This is, he wishes this was around earlier. So, man, that'd be another one. We don't want to keep you too long, dude. We're going to ask you 3 quick questions. You know how we do. You are a Brooklyn boy. Tell us, what's your favorite Biggie Smalls song? What's your
What's
go-to?
beef? What's beef?
Too easy. Very quick. What's beef?
What's beef? Beef is when you need 2 gats to go to sleep. Like that's my shit right there.
Oh man, there's so many good ones to choose from. Number 2.
If you're cooking Sunday dinner, what should we expect to see on the dinner table?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the yellow potatoes. We're gonna slice them up, right? We're gonna get them nice and cubed. We're gonna boil the water, add salt in the water. You take that out. We're gonna strain the water. You add a little bit of butter, about half a stick of butter. You're gonna get
Love
a little
butter.
bit of heavy cream, and then you're gonna get the whipper, the shit that you use for fucking whipping shit. You're gonna whip the mash. You're gonna whip the mashed potatoes, and then you're gonna add milk. So you got the mashed potatoes. Now you're gonna get a chicken breast. You're gonna press down on it. You want it to be thawing out a little bit, so you have a nice perfect cut. You're gonna slice it real thin. You're gonna egg wash it on both sides. Then you're gonna hit it with the breadcrumb. Then you're gonna hit it again. You're gonna double it up, so you have two layers of the breadcrumb. You're gonna make some chicken cutlets. After the chicken, after the chicken cutlets are done, you're gonna get some corn on the cob. You break it in half. You're gonna put some buttermilk inside the pan, a little bit of butter on top of that. You're gonna boil that. You take that out, put that on top of the mashed potatoes. You get some gravy, and we're good to go.
Oh, I knew, dude.
I love it.
That
It's a
was
nice
fancy.
homestyle meal right there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Very
chicken
cozy.
cutlets, mashed potatoes, and corn with gravy, baby. Let's go.
Very cozy.
Knew you were going to have a good answer for that one. Here we go. Last question for you. Finish this sentence. The world would be a better place if
we all honestly just really just looked around and fucking loved each other, man. Like honestly, if we just loved each other a little more, I think this place would be a lot better. And I mean that shit from my heart.
I agree. I think I think if
definitely.
people would use social media for good instead of just Twitter fingering it and fucking being tough guys on the
Recording
internet.
people getting hurt
Yeah.
when they could be helping them.
There's a lot of
hate that
toxic
shit.
shit, man.
All right,
That drives me nuts. When people are hurt,
real
I
quick.
hate that. If it's funny, it's something.
True story. I'm driving home today from the gym because I couldn't sleep. I woke up real early, and I seen a guy had a truck and he had his blinker lights on, and he's on the side of the road walking with a canister. I pulled over to the side. I grabbed him and I drove him to the gas station and drove him back. He was running late for work and he ran out of gas. Shit like that, bro.
Nice. Yeah.
You're a good person, Tony, and we enjoy talking to you every single time. We enjoy watching you fight. Fantastic performance. Oh, what did you do for Mother's Day with the old lady? Did you spend some of that bonus money or what?
So I got reservations for Chima's and I got it all decked out. It's gonna be beautiful. I bought her flowers and the whole, the fucking regular shabazz, whatever. But I'm taking it to a 5-star restaurant. We're gonna eat good dinner. Then I'm gonna take her out to a comedy show, and I'm gonna bring her home, and I'm gonna make sweet love.
And maybe make another baby.
Hey, why not? If this thing still works,
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
But yeah, man. Listen, it's always a pleasure being on here with you guys. I know you got a bunch of other people going on. Big shout out to Taylor Starling. Go ahead, girl. Get that dub. I love you. Go ahead and show them how the Carolinas roll, baby.
There you go. Tony, thank you very much. You're always welcome back on here, and we hope that you heal up and get a fight soon. All right?
See you guys.
Later, man.
Take it easy, brother. There he is, Tony Loco Soto. Dude, 5-0, man. I swear to God, when he was talking about that, his background story.
Yep.
I've been thinking that about him. The more he wins, the more of a story it is. Like, you got this 5-0 undefeated fighter now that has been through all kinds of shit in his life, and we've talked to him about it. And like, we won't go into all kinds of shit, but he kind of touched on it a little bit there, enough to even write a fucking book, maybe. So, I hope the BKFC realizes what they got as a person, but as a product too. Not to make him be a product. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
he
what he is,
works for
he's
the
in a
company.
business. He's in a
He's in
business
a
to make
business.
money.
He's in a
So,
money. Yes, he's in a money making business. Ben was in the thing
yeah,
and dropped off. So Ben Rothwell will be in
he
here
got
in one
upset with
second.
his camera or something. Are we gonna do the giveaway?
Which giveaway are we talking about?
The
I'm not.
Tony Soto pitcher giveaway.
Do we have a picture?
Yeah, we have a pitcher.
Show it to me.
Didn't you write that in there?
I don't know. Did I?
Right there.
Oh, we have
Tony, an
an
autographed
autographed
Tony
Tony
Soto
Soto
pitcher.
picture. All
Yeah.
right.
So stick around the show to win the autographed Tony Soto pitcher. We will put a question out after this interview with Big Ben Rothwell, and we will give it away. And then we have one signed Taylor Starling pitcher also to give away, courtesy of the Extreme BK Fans page. Thank you guys, Country and Russ over there. Always doing their thing.
They are always doing their thing, but we have we're looking forward to giving that away. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and bring this guy on. He has dove into the BKFC full force, moved to 2-0 after an insane fight in Denver, Colorado against Josh Copeland. Man, oh man, we got to talk about this. Here he is, Big Ben Rothwell, the king of Kenosha himself. What's up, brother?
Even you're like 25, and here I'm at. We get 35. I'm talking about the time Eastern. It's 9. And here I am running late.
It's okay.
My phone's giving me problems. I come into the studio, the mic's not working, so
I saw you.
Problems. I thought be on with you guys a week ago, and I'm a problem child. Or
you might be a
grandpa, whatever you want to call me. I don't know.
You might be a problem for some, dude. Well, let's talk about this, man.
I feel like you're like one of the easiest people. Like talking to Kyle about his interactions with like trying to get you on the show. Like you're super responsive. It's crazy. I feel like you're super easy to work with. So I don't know.
No, we're not.
Give yourself some credit. You got to give yourself some credit, Ben.
It's just been a fiasco here since the show. So happy to be on here with you guys. I'm sure we got plenty of questions. So here to have a good time. It was important for me to get on with you guys because when I got invited to Florida, that was my very first live bare knuckle event. And I just been with the company. I hadn't got to fight for you guys yet. And you two were the very first, right away, as soon as I came to the weigh-ins, you guys came up and introduced yourselves. I realized that you guys were like, this was a big deal to you. You're the bare knuckle guys. And that's it. Like, I feel like you're the OGs and you're really starting this thing. So it's important for me to be, to back up you guys and to support you. And I'm glad you have to come to that event live. I know you can't make everyone because they're throwing so many now, but I think that was a really important one to come to. So glad you got to see it live.
Oh man, it was absolutely incredible. That event, like you said, we don't get to go to all of them, especially because of our military obligations. We only get to go to the ones that they allow us to go to. So they have been pretty cool about letting us go like a lot lately. So maybe
Maybe we can get some fights in the hangar at some point. That's what I want to do. We clear out all the helicopters, and then the hangar, we do like a fight for the troops, BKFC fight for the troops. So we put the squared circle right in the hangar. Oh, man, that should be great.
Surrounded by Blackhawks and Chinooks.
Yeah, or right outside on the north ramp. You could fit a ton of people out there. Oh, man.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
We'll fly in the fighter, right? The fighter, they land, and the fighters jump out of helicopter and get into how crazy would that be? Oh, my God.
Now you're dreaming because
I am dreaming.
Never happened.
Yep.
So hey Ben, man, you let's talk about this event in Denver, Colorado. You go out there. You're supposed to fight Josh Watson originally. He has to pull out for an injury. Steve Aurelius is supposed to fight Josh Copeland. They need somebody for you to fight. Copeland steps up. Aurelius is out. So now, what shocked us a lot, and I don't want to bring up like sore subject, all of a sudden Big Ben Rothwell is B-side on a fucking BKFC card, which blew our goddamn mind. We're like, wait a second, Copeland's A-side? Obviously because he's a Denver guy, so they did it for the Denver hometown boy, but you went out there, you did your thing against his home crowd. What did that, when they told you the order of the card layout, were you shocked by that? Because we were.
This is the first time we really talked about it. So at the moment, and I think in the back room, we had a little interaction about it.
Yep.
So it only got brought up briefly with my management. So it's not like they come up to you and say, "Hey Ben, you're going to be the B side." And no, there's none of that. It's you figure out everything on your own. And right away when I got the list and I seen the order, I knew that meant I was B side. And those types of things aren't normally a mistake. Like, not really ever. Like, it would be super rare at this level, dealing with the higher ranks. UFC and BKFC is kind of following suit with keeping things that way, especially with the production value. I think they're really trying to make sure they do a top-notch job with production. These types of things aren't wrong. And I asked my management, he's like, maybe there's a mistake. I'm like, no, this means I'm the B side. At the end of the day, you pick and choose your battles, and I'm just like,
yeah,
whatever. And I did talk shit. So like the night of, I talked shit to like Nate Shook and some of the guys, behind the scenes guys, the higher ups. Not really to David, and I wasn't going to say anything, but to them, I wanted to harass them a little bit. And they were like, Nate's like, that's not me. That's production. So I did talk a little bit of shit. At the end of the day, it is what it is. The only times I've come out first. So it's one of those moments where it's like,
it didn't affect your paycheck.
Let it bother me in a sense, so it's the right way, like piss me off a little bit more. I mean, I fight well. It's just me. When I'm too calm, too relaxed, or too much about a sport, I don't perform well. When I can turn things into like a street fight survival, like I'm undefeated. Like, that's how I feel. I lose when I lose because it's me, it's on me. So one of those things, some people like, oh, I get mentally hooked up on, you came out first. I'm like, fuck it. At the end of the day, once I get going, I'm going to let everybody know, like, hey, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm here to put on a show, and that crowd. So what I got told also is Copeland was the #1 ticket seller by a landslide.
Wow.
That came from them. They said, they added that little bit by a landslide. You can hear it, man. He had a good pop when he came out. He did.
They love him out there.
And
man.
He fought like it. He fought like, dude, he was fighting, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's a tough person to deal with in their hometown in Denver for heavyweights. We know that can be an issue too. So there's a lot against me, and I just took it all in and fucking went out and said, I'm here to do this for a reason.
So let me ask you this, because the first round, he got you a couple times, and it was a kind of an even round in the first, but the second and third rounds, you were really imposing your will on him, especially in the clinch. You were really putting some damage on him in the third. When the round ended and you went to your corner, were you thinking in your head, what the fuck do I got to do to this goddamn guy? Or what do I got to do to get the ref to step in and stop this thing? Because I don't think Copeland was going to go down. That dude is just too tough for his own good, and good on his corner for throwing the towel, because you were landing fucking tons of damage on him.
Yeah.
I have a mentality where it's those types of things about,
go ahead,
coming to the first round, I got this cut, or panicking about the. So I got asked, did you panic? At any time you're panicking, it's a horrible place to be in. That's kind of like on your way to losing. It's not going to be good. And if anything, my entire strategy is to make my opponent panic. If I make you panic, you are in a world of hurt. Like, I am really going to put it on you. And he took 3 rounds of it. I was there to do rounds 4 and 5 to him. If you really were going to make it to a decision, which in the back of my mind, I'm like, no, there's no fucking way. But I'm going to do that to you for all 5 rounds if I have to. And that's just not until I'm on the stool do I come out of that until they say it's done. And I go, it's done. And it's like, then I turn off and I'm like, okay, because in that moment, I'm not listening to anybody. Some of my cornermen, I'm trying to teach them, you guys are wasting your breath. They have a specific things that they're to do, and not yell things out to me while I'm fighting, because I'm not listening to you. I'm not hearing that. I do a lot on my own. I spent the month in Denver basically by myself. I went to some gyms to train, but it's like a lot of my training comes from like learning how to deal with things myself. And part of that's the mental game, dealing with those things. The cut really could have sent me in a frenzy because I knew it was bad, but I just have to turn it off. There's no choice. I sat down on the stool in the first round. I had a minute. And the first 30 seconds is like, dude, you got cut, probably lost your round, blah, blah, blah. all the stuff that your cornerman could be yelling to, all this is going on in your brain, and it's like silence.
Wow.
I told everything to be quiet, and then 30 more seconds said, "You're gonna get up and you're gonna fucking show that guy who you are." That was round 2.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I think we talked to you about the clinch that night. Like you've always been a good clinch fighter even throughout your MMA career, but this sport here, no gloves on, encouraging dirty boxing. This one right here with Josh Copeland really looked like you were comfortable in the sport. Like some of the stuff you were doing, stepping back, throwing the uppercut, stepping in, rocking his body, switching hands. It was really nicely done.
It was good because that first fight, we didn't really get to see really any of your
No.
bare knuckle game.
We
We
didn't
didn't get to see any.
I
of it.
could throw 15 punches in 3 seconds. I
Yep.
challenge anyone to watch the move. I don't care. They keep saying 15, 20-second fight. Just watch the fight. I'm not crazy. I sit there and watch this shit and count it. 4 seconds. Fine. It took 4 seconds. 15 punches. That's some hand speed out of a 200, 300-pound guy. Fuck it. Nobody gives a shit. So here's this fight then. I get hit. I deal with adversity. And I think I show an output that you just don't see from a lot of people. Honestly, I don't care what the weight class, but
Yeah.
especially heavyweights.
Yeah.
Like I'm there for 5 and 10 rounds. Like that's it.
So what do they got planned for you now, or anything you can talk about? Obviously, you want Belcher, you want the belt, and it didn't seem like Belcher was too interested, but he did put something in it online. Somebody asked, like, are you done with bare knuckle or whatever? And he commented, Rothwell's next if we can agree on a contract or something like that. Has their talks already been started about you and him?
The truth, I know about as much as you guys know.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like, 'cause I don't think you guys are honestly asking. I don't know what you've heard or who you talked to, and that's about as much as I've heard. So I heard that this week. I kind of and through not from them or anything, just hearing probably the same people you heard from about Belcher. So I started asking some questions today, and I guess this week is they're working on it to get it figured out. Where I really am in the mix and all that, I have no idea. You telling Belcher posted that. All I know is Arnold Adams was coming at Belcher pretty hard and kind of saying, almost acting like he was leaving.
Yeah.
And Lorenzo Hunt made some comments too. So I had quite something's going on here, because I really haven't heard anything. And if you look on his Facebook, just because he tags me, his most recent 2 posts were gunning at me. So obviously my after fight speech really got under his skin, and I'm living rent free in his head because he kind of I think I pissed him off good. So he really wants to fight. Great.
Good. Did you run into Arnold Adams out in Denver?
I did. He went out his way. Yeah, he went out his way to say hi, and then Belcher waited until I came out of my fight, and he was in the back room, wanted to start that. So yeah, Arnold didn't say much except for when I came out. I saw him before my fight, and then I came out when I was just watching the last 2 fights, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing out here?" I just laughed at him.
He's a funny dude. He's a good guy too. And like I said, when I ran into him backstage that night, he looked big. He looked like puffed up, and I was like, dude, he's putting on
small. So when I met him in June, he said he walks around 275, 280.
He said he's 280 right now. Yeah, he told me. I'm like,
Easy.
damn, dude, he's a big boy.
Easy. That's why the whole trying to limit the weight class is just this is mind blowing. Every commission I talk to says it's whatever BKFC says. So BKFC literally is in the process of creating whatever they want. But I'm trying to fight for the big guys. That 265 number was made up a long time because in boxing it was 206 to infinity or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like no limit boxing. MMA came and basically the UFC just said, we want to put a cap on heavyweights and came out with 265. So this made up numbers and fucking with me in like most of my career.
So now everybody thinks whatever the UFC says is the gospel.
It's law, and it's not. Commissions don't care. Commissions are like, do your thing. You tell us. If it's crazy, we'll say something, but otherwise, do what you want. That's why my last fight in contract was 289 pounds. 89 pounds. Like, that's a made-up number. Yeah, it's whatever they say.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for the big guys. Like, I'm like, listen, there's some talented big, you know what I mean? Like, look,
Yeah. Like who else are you gonna fight? Like how many are they gonna find guys that are 300? There's only so many people, and they're all around that range that you're at there, you know. And I don't know why they would cut out that portion of people and have them fight in a separate division when it's really weird. I always thought the heavyweight division was weird to begin with because of where it starts. I feel like maybe they should push it up or something to like 225, have their own division there, and then have more, and then have the rest of them heavyweight. But because you don't really see someone coming in the heavyweight division at 215. Like, hey, I'm going to fight at 215, 220 and a heavyweight division. That doesn't happen often. But you know what it is the contracts. I think up till this point, anyone who has fought, they got a contract and it says, 265, you know. But we went back and looked at a podcast, the BKFC, their official podcast back in the day.
On it.
It says right there,
right on it.
Yep.
206.
206 plus. It doesn't say 265. So I think it's just the contracts that have been made in the past. People have used that as like, this is what it is.
20 some years of UFC saying heavyweights are 265, heavyweights are 265. That's brainwashed, man. It's like a made up shit. Stop. Why is there gotta be a weight class? We're heavyweights. And this is what they tell me. Because we don't want a 200 and my size guy fighting a 210-pound heavyweight. Right. Then the heavyweight shouldn't be 210. He needs to go down a weight class.
Right.
Get the fuck out of my head. Let the big guys fight. Like, it's so simple.
We were talking about it this past weekend in Greenville about, I don't remember who we were talking to, Mike, but we were saying that, and I've been saying this for a while. Like, we're at the 5-year mark now, right? Bare knuckle was illegal till 2018. BKFC are the ones that brought it to America. Now we're 5 years in. I think it's time for the BKFC. Like you said, they could make their own rules. They could do their own thing. They should sit down and discuss what they could do to tweak this sport to make it even better. And one of the things we talked about was adding a division where from 206 to 226, that's a division. Call it whatever.
Not going to happen.
Why not?
Told me because the first response to me is, Ben's a super heavyweight. Make a super heavyweight division. I've been told several times that you not want to make another division, not a 200 to 225 or a super heavyweight. That's just, they don't want it. They don't want another division. And the main reason is the competition. They said heavyweights are already hard enough to come by, apparently. Yeah. They don't want a super heavyweight division because they feel they'll have nobody for me to fight. It's fine. Have me fight. The 240-pound dudes don't want to deal with it. It's heavyweight. We've been this way forever. And don't think it wasn't cutting down to 265 when I was fighting then either. It's like I was always walking around 280, 285. It's like we're heavyweights.
Yeah. You know, hey, if you guys were in a bar, you guys wouldn't be asking each other's weights, right? Right? Isn't that the old saying? You know, if you were in a bar, I wouldn't be like, hey, hold up. How much do you weigh? Sorry, we can't fight. Not gonna
ridiculous.
Happen. Yeah. Right? Hey, let me ask you this. You fought for so long for so many organizations, and you were a long time UFC veteran. So you are very very familiar with Dana White and the way they operate. Had you ever seen a promoter or a president of an organization open up to the fighters the way David Feldman did that night in Denver? Because we were back there when he was talking to everybody, and he was like almost choked up.
Yeah.
And he was talking about like, this is my whole life. I've put my whole life into this, blah, 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 blah. He's very wide open and like very transparent with you guys. Have you ever seen anybody do that before in any of the organizations that you fought in?
Nope. And through many of my interviews, that was a big question. I don't know if it was shocking and just the humility and just all the things that went into it. But it was, I think it touched us all. Like, man, we're in this. We're about to fight. It was literally the night before, like the night of. Like, we're gonna go out and fight, and we're thinking about all that stress, the stress he's going through. And I promote shows, not even close to the level of these. And I tell you, some of the craziest stress I've ever gone through in my life, even more than fights. And I'm talking about my little shows here in Kenosha and Racine. It's enough to me crazy. So he's talking about putting mortgages in his house up and everything else. So it was a lot of respect, I think. And it also helps is that he boxed too. So he has all sorts of like,
and his father.
Yeah.
Yep.
That he understands and there's a lot to go to. So there's a lot of respect and we won't fight our asses off for him. We want to build this thing. We want it to blow up.
Sure did, man. That card. couldn't have gone, like we have said it 100 times, that could not have gone better. From the first few fights of the night, like the free view, they call it, on YouTube or whatever, wherever it's played. It was on Fight TV and Fubo and all these fucking other things, Rumble. The first 3 fights of the night were like exciting knockouts. So everybody that was watching these 3 free fights got a real nice taste of the sport. And then the pay-per-view comes on, and just like every single fight was fucking awesome. The Misfit has not been tested in a long time. Beck came to absolutely scrap with her. Unfortunately,
that was a nice scrap back and forth. Like, Beck came to her, and that was good.
You had the 2 heavyweights in your fight just duking it out. You had Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendes putting on an absolute classic, and then Conor McGregor shows up, and all these. I mean, I don't think it could have gone any better. It was absolutely incredible.
So if I use baseball as an analogy to people understand, I think we were all looking for a home run. Would have been happy with a home run, and we got a grand slam instead.
Yeah. Yep. Unbelievable. Yeah. I can't wait until like
that place was packed.
So Mike and I saw some numbers on a site that like tracks pay-per-views and revenue and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we asked about it, and I'm not going to put the numbers out, but it was trending like way, way higher than they thought they were going to do.
So with the little bit I've heard, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
From a source very close to it said.
Right.
Was that awesome. So it's the best thing we could have hoped for.
Like when I say, I think like 3 times the number that they thought.
Well, I know you're like, that's amazing.
Yeah. What they were hoping for, and what they're hoping for was fantastic. You know what? How I know it was good is now my sister-in-law, she never really paid attention to fighting or anything like that. But we started covering the sport, and she lives down in Pembroke Pines. So right near Hollywood, at Seminole, where we saw you for the first time, right? And then she starts watching this because of that. And she said, she's wishy-washy. She's messaging me that night like, oh, my God, did you see this? Did you see that? That's crazy. And she's watching it. And she was like, oh, she paid full price. She had the damn coupon, didn't even use it.
You know how many people did that?
Yeah.
I heard that.
She paid full price.
People that I know have the app were like, yeah, it's $50. I go, there was a
code
coupon I seen in the email. Like, I worked for him, and even I got the email. You get a half off.
So I come home. And I'm getting my haircut, and my barber, I've been telling my barber about this forever, and he's a UFC fan. But every time I talk to him about it, I'm like, did you see the fights yet? Have you watched it? I'm talking about it all the time. Every time he's like, oh, I didn't see it. And I'm like, come on, man, you got to watch it. This time I went back, and he was like, oh, I watched all them fights. And I was like, you watched them? He did. He watched them. So I was like, all these people who normally wouldn't be watching all the fights, even people at work were talking about it. And I was like, just people that wouldn't say anything for any other event were talking about this event. And they knew Conor McGregor was there. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing too, because it went everywhere because he was there. It really just drew in. And there was people in the crowd that were like, fuck Conor McGregor. I hate that dude. We don't need him. And I went, listen, it doesn't matter if you don't like him. He will bring so many eyes.
It was the residuals. It didn't happen right that night. It's all the next day. All the news sites made it as BKFC, Conor McGregor, doesn't matter. They were tied together. That's people knowing what the hell, who we are and what we did. That's it.
Dude, so and the fact that Mike Perry was conscious enough to make that decision to call him into the ring, and for Conor to go in the ring, and before going in the ring, Lorenzo throws his belt on his shoulder for brand awareness.
It was hilarious.
That whole thing right there just couldn't have worked out any better.
Did you hear that little bit of drama that happened with that?
No. With what?
Cowboy Cerrone was there, right?
Oh, yes.
He was. So I had heard back when he was going to be the Luke Rockhold.
Oh,
so
yes.
It didn't happen for this.
I think I kind of heard that back.
Luke came in, did his thing. So, that. So I mean, this is a news site wrote all this. So I'm not saying anything that wasn't already been made public. So he was there, and then Perry was supposed to call Cowboy in, and I think they were going to build the next super fight. Well, Conor McGregor shows up.
So he slid right in there.
And I heard Cowboy was kind of
Cowboy became second fiddle.
Yeah.
Hope
he had a good time.
We did hear that, and the reason why it wasn't Cowboy is he was filming a movie, right? He had a movie going on or something like that.
Yeah,
and
that's what I
it
heard
was
too.
going to be Perry and Cowboy, but it just didn't line up with his schedule. He's acting now.
Yeah,
man. Unbelievable. Ben, I hope this week you hear something. I know they got a huge card coming up next month, but that's probably too soon. I think June 23rd in Hollywood. They're putting together a big card down in Hollywood, Florida at the Hard Rock.
Well, anybody in there watches, listen, you guys got to give me like a 3-month notice if you want my best performance, because getting a month out from a show is not working. Like,
well,
I need a heads up. I can make things better, especially for the walkout. Like, there's some cool shit I could do, but we got to have some planning.
The Sith Lord walkout was pretty badass.
Yes,
I will say
I love it.
That was fucking awesome. But hey, I know that they're talking Albuquerque in like maybe August or something like that. So maybe that makes
Albuquerque.
Anyway, well, we don't want to keep you all night, Ben. We wanted to talk to you about this incredible fight that you had, and we hope that you get a fight coming up. We're going to ask you a couple questions real quick. You walked out as a Sith Lord out there. First question of the speed round. If you could play a character in a Star Wars movie, who would you want to play?
Anakin. Older version. Yeah.
The older version.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so Darth Vader.
Not Darth Nihilus.
I think I could have hit it. I think the projection through the story, he wasn't a pretty boy anyway. He was more like me. He was a huge dude even before the aesthetic. Like, it was not because the actor they picked who whined like a bitch and completely ruined number 2 and number 3.
Yeah, good.
Real quick, I never watched all the Star Wars movies. I watched them here and there, whatever. But this Disney Plus, they got them in order, right? So I watched them. I got to tell you, that first movie was so hard to get through for me. And the second one, the acting was just terrible from Anakin. Like, I was like, this is so bad. The movies are decent, but the first one was not good. But the second one,
imagine a rated R version. Like, okay, take my mind and let me rewrite and do, 1 through 6, but just give me 1 through 3. Let me do a rated R version. I will blow the fucking doors off people's minds.
It would be amazing because Andor is good.
But instead, they made some goofy fucking. He tried to make it more for little kids. Little kids didn't even watch the second one.
Right.
The second one was stupid.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks doesn't work, man.
And the first one, bringing in that goofy fucking.
That Jar Jar Binks. I hate that
just
character.
I believe he is the most hated character ever.
The worst.
All right, number 2.
What is something you're good at that might surprise people?
Bagpipes.
River dance.
The
electric slide. You're a wedding DJ, wedding singer. Imagine you're the wedding singer.
Probably, yeah. You see the start. My daughter got me that anyway. Darth Vader.
Oh, nice.
Probably that I'm good at chess or AKA Magic. I play Commander.
Oh, nice.
I got some crazy decks. I'm into strategy. I like strategy, pretty much anything.
Nice. My kid, my younger one, he's 8 years old, and he comes home and he's on his tablet and he's playing chess on his tablet. And I'm like, dude, do you know what you're doing? He goes, yeah, I've been learning how to play at school. He goes to this morning program every day before school. And while he was there, he started playing chess with this teacher. And now Nolan at 8 years old, knows how to play chess and strategize and shit. And I hadn't played since high school, and me and him were playing. I'm like, the little fucker actually knows what the fuck he's doing. It blows my mind. I was like, whoa, okay. I thought he was just moving shit around on the board, but unbelievable. Last question for you. Finish this sentence. I don't understand people who
at a green light wait for the car in front of them to get up 50 plus feet before they even hit the gas. They make everybody behind sit and wait. None of us get to the light now.
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
You want to take them out of the car and handcuff them to their rims, leave them there.
Can we just all hit the gas can at the same time? Get through the lights? No.
Yeah.
Some people are fucking special and they got to sit there.
You want to know what? Here's something. I go to Minnesota, freaking best system I've ever seen in my life, and I've never seen it anywhere else. They got that zipper, the lights on the highway when you're coming on the on-ramp onto the highway. They got the green red light, and it changes every second, and you just fucking blend right into traffic. It's the best thing ever. I've never seen that anywhere but there.
See, even if it's red or green, it doesn't matter. I fucking go. Get on the interstate just fine. Nobody fucking notices. I move. I'm efficient. That's what it is. I don't drive fast. I drive efficient.
That's how it is. You're the best, and everyone else sucks at driving. That's how it is, right?
Dude, Mike, up to me like you don't even fucking know I was there.
We're driving down in Florida, right? And Mike's getting fucking pissed behind this girl, and the girl sat.
I don't yell at people. I just yell.
She sat at the green light long enough for it to turn red again, and he's like losing his goddamn mind. And Mike goes,
"He did the whole red."
Mike goes, "I'm gonna fucking drag this chick out of her car and tie her to her rims and give her heat stroke."
I'll leave her out there and give her some heat stroke. You'll never sit at that light again.
I'm gonna give her heat stroke, he said. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've never heard anybody threaten anybody with heat stroke.
That was a spontaneous, angry moment. I didn't even think about it.
This guy, he's a road rager, man.
Yeah, tie her to her rims, give her heat stroke. That was fucking great. All right, man. Ben, thank you for coming on as always. We hope that we get some news and a fight for you very soon. And when you do, you can come on back and we can talk about that. Any final words you want to say to anybody that's listening?
Well, man, next time, like the whole weight class thing has been like the only time we spent like 10 minutes on that. So I felt like we had so much more to talk about. Got caught up on that. But whatever, man. Let's hope for the best. Fingers crossed. Hope they come to their senses. Just let me fight at my best, man. I'm gonna put a show on. And
do you think? Okay, all right. We didn't talk about it, but do you think Alan Belcher at 235 is a problem for you at all? Or, like, how confident are you when you get this fight with Belcher?
As confident as I fight any, I got a little list of guys that I have potential matchups with. They're all dangerous, every one of them. It doesn't matter though. It's whose danger is going to get put on first, and it's just like there's a good chance I can take some of yours, and there's a really good chance you cannot take some of mine. And in the last fight, Copeland did to a point, but you have to listen carefully at the end of the third round. You got to listen, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. That I'll take your choice away. I will, whether it's a clean knockout or I make you go sit down on the stool and reevaluate your life. Like, I'm going to take it away. This is a totally something different here that has been brought to me in this lifetime. Bare knuckle. So Belcher, Terrell, Arnold Adams, Watson, Big Rob Cunningham, all of you guys, like this I'm waiting.
I love it, man.
These are coming. They're
every 3 months, though.
Right now.
Every 3 months, though. Right? Every 3 months. Don't give you no 30-day notice. Every 3 months, line them up.
Yeah, I just got you a little bit of a notice. Let's build this thing right.
It's 4 times a year.
I would like to be more involved right now. That's the problem. I'd like to be more involved, and it's just not happening yet. So I was really hoping this last event would put us in the right direction and change things. But at the same time, they're making things. Things are going well for them. So they're like, why would we change anything? We're gonna do what we're doing. It's just like I want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that I can make a lot of noise. We just set some fights up properly, and but I can only do so much.
Well, you're doing great. So.
The sport's growing. They're building the roster with guys like yourself and all these other well-established fighters that can draw a crowd. And I think that they're going to keep on throwing this thing, and hopefully we get some fight news for you soon. Thank you very much for coming on, and we will talk to you soon. All right, buddy?
Peace out.
All right, later.
Later, Ben. Thank you.
There goes Big Ben Rothwell. We have...
He's such a chill dude, man.
Dude, he's awesome. He's super easy to talk to, and he can really fucking inflict some damage on some people in this sport. I really enjoy watching him fight. I always liked watching him fight in the UFC as well, but now that he's here, he doesn't have to go to the floor. He doesn't have to do any jiu-jitsu with anybody. He's just a massive dude with heavy hands, gigantic hands, and the dirty boxing clinch work with him was fucking fantastic in that fight. I can't get over that. And like I said, Copeland's corner did a fucking fantastic job, because I believe Copeland would have kept fighting that fight.
Oh yeah.
And
He
I
was
don't
blocking punches with his face at the end of the third
I
round.
don't
Like,
think
he
it
just
would have
couldn't
been
lift
good.
his hands up. He was like, screw it, I'm just gonna try to keep standing. I mean, that's he's a tough dude, man. I can't believe he did not go down from some of them shots, man.
I'm not sure any of his family and friends would have been very comfortable with him going out there for a fourth round. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he's happy about it now.
Yeah. So hey, we're gonna we have two more guests. We're gonna bring our who was scheduled to be last on, because the third guest is not here yet. So this guy made a splash in the BKFC last year, a whole fucking year ago, in the same city that he's about to fight this weekend. The knockout that he had in the second round was about 2 fucking seconds. It was unbelievable. His name is Esteban Mohawk Rodriguez, and he's returning to the BKFC Squared Circle this weekend. Here he is, Mohawk.
What's up, fight fans around the world?
Oh, all right.
House, baby. What's up?
What's up, man? Dude, you're out there, right? You're out there in Omaha right now. You're ready.
Not yet, but I will be. Mark my words.
You're not there yet?
Not there.
Not yet. They're gonna give me my respect after this week. They're gonna know. I shouldn't be on no free prelim card, but hey, they're gonna recognize. They're gonna recognize.
Listen, man, Mike and I were talking about it before we came on the show, and dude, it's been a whole year. I don't understand. Like, you went out there, your first round with Eric Murray was a fucking slobber knocker, if you want to steal a word from like pro wrestling. You guys went absolutely fucking ballistic.
It was
on each
pandemonium.
Other. It was it was pandemonium in that first round. Then you guys pull up to the scratch line in the second round. They say knuckle up. And 2 seconds later, he's on the floor, and you have won via knockout. We talk about that experience, man, and why has it taken so long for you to come back in and do this again?
Man, I don't even know where to start, man. There was so much emotions coming up to that fight, so much shit happening before that fight, and like that was nothing. That was nothing. Like, I was 2 weeks worth of training. Like you said, I've been off for a year now. They thought I was going to be probably a little wash-up fight for him, easy little fucking another knockout for this man. Wrong, and very fucking wrong. I'm coming to clean out the whole fucking 205 division. I ain't playing no fucking games with these guys no more. This is my world now, man. You guys didn't see nothing yet. Like, that pace right there, I could have kept that pace for 5 fucking more rounds. I was ready. I was ready to go another fucking 5 rounds exactly like that, if not harder. Like, now, they about to see a whole new Mohawk now. This shit is about to get real.
You're another one of those guys that, like, we know the staff for the BKFC pretty well now, and we know what they look for in a fighter. And I feel like you have like all the fucking intangibles of someone who they really like, man. You got your 6'3" with an 81-inch reach. You went out there in your first fight and put on a goddamn show in the first round and knocked the dude out clean in the second round. You got a big ass mohawk. You fucking got charisma and you talk. I mean, you come with a lot of energy. What's up, man? You're gonna go out there and win them over this weekend. I think, right?
The world don't know me yet, but after this week, you better believe they're gonna hear my name. They will hear my name after this. They're going to put some respect on it. They're going to know I'm going to set a whole new pace to this division. Not only that division, I'm going to set a whole new pace to the fighters out there. I love this shit. This is my world. I fucking set the pace. I never knew that I was built for this shit till I went in there and I really got that little bit of first thing out of the way. And now, like I said, I only had like 2 weeks worth of training for that fight. I've never been like consistently training like any type of pro, like boxing, like level training. Like, now I finally started digging into like finding my range, getting my footwork in, and I'm still just scratching the surface right now. So I don't even know my true potential yet. So we just getting started, baby. We just getting started, baby.
It's I mentioned your size in a second ago when I was talking about, the Mohawk package. It's 6'3", 81-inch reach, that's like, that's almost John Jones type size, you know what I mean? They don't have a guy like that in the 205 division right now. And the 205 division, to be honest with you, needs a little more life in it. The cruiserweight division, you got Lorenzo. Yeah, you got Lorenzo, but you got Quentin Henry. We don't know if we're ever going to see him fight again. I don't know what his deal is right now. Houston Alexander, Jeremy Smith, Gustavo Trujillo hasn't fought in a really long time. Chris Camozzi's on the scene now, but like that's one division that they haven't really built up as much as the other divisions out there. Like you see these lower division, the 145, 135, 155 divisions are stacked right now. 165's getting there. Heavyweight's getting there. 205, they need new blood in there, dude. They need it.
Oh man, I'll tell you, yo, I can't wait. And believe me when I tell you guys, I will put the crowd on their feet. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like honestly, my build, I feel I've never really went up against somebody like my range size, but like everybody, most of the people I fought have been bigger than me. So that kind of put a little scare in my eyes, you know what I mean? I got my bubble guts rumbling and shit every time I step in there, man. But I feel like that shit really just like locks in the rest of that and like puts everything together and puts that bow on the fucking present that I get to hand these guys, man.
Now, where were you before the BKFC? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know too much about your background, but give us a little, cliff note story about you. Where are you from, and where'd you get your start?
So, well, I'm a little troubled youth, came from Grand Rapids, Michigan, man, a little small town out there. Finally growing up out there, and I fucked up a lot when I was younger. Raised in a difficult environment. I was a victim of the environment, you know what I mean? So I was kind of bare knuckling in the streets, since I was younger. I actually was going to play football. I was going to go try as a walk-on for Michigan State University. And then my buddy was fighting, and he was like, hey, you know what I mean? While I was waiting for my semester for a camp program, this college assistant migrant program out there, I was going to do the MMA. My buddy was fighting. He was like, hey, why don't you just come try this out and just, you know what I mean, just to stay fit or whatever. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? I just got out of prison. I had a lot of shit going on. I was talking, getting my life together. I just started doing motivational speeches. And I was like, all right, cool. This might be a little good way I can kind of start digging into that, maybe just stay busy. And first fight was a 4-second knockout, man. And I fucking found out I had new talent, new skill, man. I just started dropping motherfuckers left and right. They threw me to the wolves a lot, man. I went up against a 6'6", 265, and I was 245, I believe it was at the time. So it was like a whole new fucking type of person that I was like looking at. I'm like looking up at this motherfucker like, damn, my fucking neck hurt. I don't ever look up. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, this dude's huge. And I went out there and I just stuck to the game plan. At that time, my coach, Don Juarez, he was fighting too. And he went out there, was like, yeah, just 1-2 head kick, 1-2 head kick. Don't worry about nothing else. I went out there and I did that shit, man. A 4-second knockout, man. And fucking, it just fucking took off from there. Guy came out and was like, hey, how would you like to fight in front of a crowd of like 3,000 at the Deltaplex Arena? And I was like, fuck, let's get it. You know what I mean? And my second fight after that, they threw me to the wolves again. I had a fucking 6'6", the Viking dude, man. Huge cat out of here. It was like one of the top 5. And this guy, I bullshit you not, put fear into my eyes and my heart, dude. Like, I went to go shake his hand. Hey, buddy, you know what I mean? Good fight. Smacked my shit, just looked at me. I'm like, damn, motherfucker, like, hold on. Why are you so freaking vicious right now? Like, so aggressive. I'm just here to shake your hand, man. Like, and he beat the brakes off my ass. He was fucking choking me out, dude. I was full-blown rear naked choke. I saw the light. I was like, oh, shit. I fucking took, I don't know where the fuck this power came from or where this, strength came from. I came out on top. I got out of that shit and I knocked that motherfucker out in the second round.
Wow.
Third fight after that, they threw me to the fucking wolves and fucking again to Chicago's best, man. One of the guys was like from Top Notch or something like that out there. Massive dude, looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Terry Crews mixed together, bro. Just scared the living shit out of me, man. And like was out there just manhandling me, dude. And like I knocked his ass out in the third round, fucking straight elbows and shit, man. Fucking in front of like 3,000 motherfuckers too. And after that, man, I just started dropping down the fucking line, just started knocking names off the list, man. I came 9-1, all knockouts. I fucking blew my shoulder out because I wasn't able to really afford jiu-jitsu. blew my shoulder out, and fucking dude got me in what was he trying? I tried to take dude down, and fucking blew my shoulder out. I was yanking on the fucking cage, trying to pull my shit back in, fighting dude off, man. And like ever since then, everybody just been attacking my shoulder, so I ended up getting fucking Americana, fucking back to back to fucking back. And then I went pro. I got my fucking pro debut. I went to handle business against one of Chicago's best. And then again, I separated the foot from my skin. I separated the skin from my foot around the muscle and everything. So I was out for a little while. Came back. I got I think it was a flying armbar in my pro fight, and then I had fucking Americana, and a fucking Americana right back to fucking back, dude. So I wasn't able to get any fights, man, and I was just hungry, dude. Like my striking has been impeccable, man. Like I still get to find somebody on the striking to be able to touch, like to knock me out, I would say, and like I've been just knocking motherfuckers out, man. And then I ran in, they never gave me a fight after those 3 Americanas back to back. So I ended up getting a call from a buddy of mine's, Andrew, man, out there from Dynasty out here in Omaha. Or I think it was Nebraska, somewhere in Nebraska. And dude, he was like, hey, BKFC. And at that time, I was getting calls, and the fights were dropping because the commission was like, hey, we can't put this guy. He got too many losses against this guy. And I'm like, well, nobody wants to fight me because they already know my power. Because they always, as soon as they fucking feel my fucking punch, they go straight to the fucking ground. And I'm like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's fucking bang, dog. Stand and bang. Fuck this shit. Now, dude,
so you didn't try out. You were a fighter that they signed off a resume.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was
Nice.
I was supposed to be that. I was a fighter for the hometown hero here, man. And I came out here, man, on a 2 weeks notice, and there was so much shit that did not want me to do that fight. There was so much shit going against the green, man, and they told me. I told them straight up. I'm like, hey, listen, I got these losses back to back to back. They've been denying me fights left and right. I was using my rent money to get to fucking training and all this other shit. And then they would like drop the fucking fight at the week of the fight. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They're like, well, hey, commission's not letting shit go. Or they just ghost my ass. And I'm like left stinking in the wind. And I'm like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? I was in some hard times. I was in some dark days. Very, very dark days. And I ain't gonna lie, dude. I came to a point I was on my knees and I started fucking praying, yo. I started praying and some shit started happening and miracles started working. And I got that call, man, from BKFC, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but let's run it. You know what I mean? I got these losses. Is that okay? They was like, yeah, bro, just sign the contract, get your blood work, let's go. Come get your ass whooped. And shit, I turned that shit around real fucking quick. You know what I mean? Came down and I got my opportunity to show the world that I'm here to stay, baby.
That's
and you gotta love that, like coming from an MMA background, and obviously you're more inclined to knock a motherfucker out, as you've been saying, right? When a sport like this comes around, it's got to be like a breath of fresh air for you, because you could still clinch up and fight. You could do some MMA type stand up without the kicks and the elbows and everything, but you can clinch up and you could fight dirty in the clinch. And you could also knock people out without gloves on. So I mean, it's got to be cut for somebody like you.
I fucking found out there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I was built for this shit. All right. The jiu-jitsu is a little difficult, you know what I mean? It's like, and I finally turned my nightmare into a dream. And my little 1 year I was off that they had me sitting around on ice, man. I fucking did some jiu-jitsu tournaments. My current coach, Calvin Harbaugh, he got me in there. He got me some sponsors to get my ass in there. I did not want to do that shit. Believe me when I tell you. I do not like jiu-jitsu whatsoever, just for the fact of my past history with it. But now that I've gotten a little bit more buffing out the edges and all that shit, you know what I mean? I fucking turned that nightmare into a dream, man. I got into a tournament out there in the Fuji. I fucking got gold in gi and in no gi in my bracket with the fucking American.
Nice.
So that was like, so I feel way more comfortable now if I was ever to get back into the MMA or do any of that kind of shit. But I found my home, man. Like there's no other place for me, man. Like BKFC is no doubt my new home. I will be the face of the 205 division, and motherfuckers better get their ass to work because I'm coming.
Well, a guy who is the face of that division right now has a similar story as far as his fight career goes. Like Lorenzo has always been a good fighter, but MMA wasn't quite his cup of tea because of all the grappling and the submissions and everything. But once this came around, I mean, obviously the story. He's 10-1 now. He's got one mark on his record. The rest are knockouts, and the fucking dude's on top of the sport and top of the world. So obviously, this sport is cut out for people similar to like you and Lorenzo.
I'll tell you this, man. That fight right there with Lorenzo Hunt, that would be a $1 million fight. Because there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I bring that fucking pressure the same day he comes. And shit, when a dog eat dog world, you know what I mean? You meet some motherfuckers, another dog. I found out I'm a fucking wolf, so you better fucking get your shit together, dog, because I'm fucking coming. Either one of these motherfuckers that are in front of me that got their name in front of my name, we got to meet, baby. We got to meet.
Well, I'll tell you what. We had Tony Soto on earlier. We met Tony Soto back at BKFC 17, which was not that long ago, even though we're on BKFC 43 at this point. There's been a lot of events, but there hasn't been too much time since we met him, and he hadn't even started fighting in the BKFC at that point. That was BKFC 17 in Alabama. And here we are today talking to him about how he just won the main event against Tyler Goodjohn, and he's 5-0, and he's in the top 5, and it happened like that because he just stayed dedicated to this fight game, this bare knuckle world. It's exciting. And if you're ready to go and you're a good fighter, you'll be fighting over and over and over again. And you never know. In another year and a half, we could be talking to you. You could be 5-0. You could be ready for a title fight.
In 5 years, if you're talking to me in 5 years, I'm going to have like 6 of them fucking belts around my shit. Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Believe that.
Mohawk, you know what Tony Soto told us when we met him down in Biloxi for the first time, or Birmingham? Was it Birmingham or Biloxi?
I was Birmingham, Alabama. Yeah.
Birmingham. We meet Tony. We talk to him. He's like, we're like, are you interested in doing this? He's like, yeah, I might do it. We're like, why don't you come on the show? We'll talk about it. He's like, fuck you, podcasters. He's like, I don't do fucking podcasts. I don't fucking play those fucking stupid games.
Fuck yeah.
And now he's been on the show like a dozen times, and he loves us.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Tony too. He's a cool dude. So yeah, man.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Soto, man. He handled business, man. I like that fucking pressure he brings. That last round he came out with. That's my fucking kind of fight right there. That's my fucking dream kind of fight. I look forward to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the push that drives my fucking car to get that fucking, put the fucking people on their feet. You think this is just a fucking game? This is my fucking life, dog. Like, let's fucking go. I'm ready to die in that bitch for real. For real.
So tell us about your opponent. We don't know too much about Williams. You guys are the second fight on the prelims. He's same size as you. They don't have too many 6'3", 205ers in the BKFC right now. And the guy you fought last time, I think, was taller than you, right? I think he was 6'4". Murray was 6'4". So when they get you on a card, obviously they go looking for the biggest fucking guy they can find to put you across the ring from. They found another one. You and Williams will be looking eye to eye on Friday night. What can you tell us about your opponent, and what can we expect out of this fight with you and him?
Well, from what I've studied, he hasn't fought in a while. I know he's got an overhand right. He's going to kind of come down the pipe. He's got a little bit of pressure that he likes to apply. But he's never seen my degree of fighter before, man. Like, not a lot of people have seen my degree of fighting before. So, like, everybody's got a game plan until they got a fucking mouthful of fist.
Yeah, that's a twist on the old Mike Tyson, right? Everyone's got a game plan to get punched in the mouth.
My idol, baby. That's what I strive for right there. He's the man that drives this car too. I like Mike Tyson, yo. I look to see I like to call like my style. Like, I want to build a style off of Mike Tyson and like Muhammad Ali. Like, I grew up watching those guys. Like, just the fact, like he has that image, man, that kind of almost reminded me of my dad. I never really had that father figure, but like, if I was to have something of an image like that, it would have been probably Muhammad Ali, man. Like, I see that guy, his movement, and what he's done, and the things he did in this world it's been a huge drive to my career and like my fighting style. I was saying Mike Tyson, just his aggressiveness and like his background, it's just I can relate to it. You know what I mean? It's like nobody gives a fuck about the fucking top guy, you know what I mean? And like, they look at us like killers and like the things we do, but then nobody's ever like, well, shit, you might get hurt or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like I try to strive off of that. You know what I mean? Driving off of that fucking underdog. You know, everybody always thinks that we're the underdog now. You know what I mean? I've been underdog a lot of my fucking fights, man. And I've come back from the fucking dead damn near on this shit. Like most of my fights have been fucking comebacks. You know what I mean? Like I'll get my ass whooped. I've been in full-blown rear naked chokes. I'm fucking crowd yelling, stretch out, stretch out. My dumb ass thinking they talking to me. I'm fucking saying that, let the fuckers think that shit deep.
Oh,
No more, no more, baby, no more. I'm coming for it on, dog. Fuck that shit, man. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to show this. I'm ready to show the world a whole new breed of fighter, man. I'm ready to show the world a whole new breed of fighter. We cut different from Michigan, man. We cut different.
Man, oh man, you got a lot of energy, and you can obviously fight. I hope that they give you an opportunity after this fight as well, no matter what, because we saw what you did in that first one.
I hope quick too.
Yeah, if that was the first round, you'd have a new record.
Hey, yes, sir. I want to try to beat that record too. I'll tell you, man, like, I'm just starting to get to know, like, I'm just starting to learn myself, man. Like, I don't even know my own potential yet. Like, I go out there, I just try to put my best on. I do this shit for the people, man. Like, I know if I was in the crowd, I don't like that fucking dancing in front of each other, looking at each other. Fuck that. Punch this motherfucker in the mouth. You better eat a punch or give a fucking punch. One or the other. I need some fucking action, man. I don't like sitting there standing watching motherfuckers dance and shit. Like, I see a lot of these guys, man. I've been watching BKFC like ever since they got me on. So it's been probably a year. And I can honestly say, dude, nobody likes to get fucking hit in this game. I enjoy that shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to get hit, of course. But you know what I mean? When it comes down, keep a fucking take. I'm ready to fucking stand and bang dog and put the fucking crowd on their feet. I want to give the people what they want. I'm ready to test my potential as a human being. Like fucking see where our limits are at and fucking push that shit beyond anybody's ever seen or even done.
Mike, that sounded a little like when Mike Perry was on here, and Perry was like, nobody likes taking punches in the face like me.
I fucking eat that shit, yo. That motherfucking tooth out, I spit that bitch in her mouth and fucking hit you in the fucking shit and take your shit too. Come on with it. I'm ready, yo.
Man, and you know what?
I'm ready, bro. Like I said, Mike Perry, when he knocked on me fucking Luke Rothwell, I thought Luke was stronger and like more. I thought he was more tough. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He took that fucking shot. I'm like, fuck. Like, you come back. I spit that fucking tooth right at that motherfucker. All right, let's go. Come on. That was a good shot. I'm gonna get your shit too. Come on, motherfucker. Like, shit. I don't know, man. I like Mike Perry, dog. He reminds me of a bit of the fighting style that I like to do too. You know what I mean? That fucking aggressive fucking pressure and just fucking dog eat dog, baby. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You Michigan boys are cut different, man.
Yeah.
You said Grand Rapids. He's a Flint, Michigan kid. So
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man? You remember me in
Yes.
the house there, what? Mike Perry's from the man too. Oh, no, I didn't even know that.
That's where he's from.
Okay, man. So what? Platinum and diamond.
Not in the water up there.
Let's go, platinum diamond. You know we gotta make you get some training in there, dog. Shit.
Did you say there's something in the water?
Yeah, there's something in the water up there.
Pardon the pun.
I think it's our winner, bro. It's our winner.
Oh,
That's
man.
Well,
dude, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
Everybody should be excited to see your fight on Friday night.
I hope so, man. I hope so, because
we're not going to ask you for a prediction because I have a feeling you're going to say you're going to try to break that record. So we already got that answer. We're going to ask you a couple off the wall questions before we let you get out of here. We do this with everybody. We end the show with a couple wild ones, but here's one for you. Would you rather be able to run 100 miles per hour or fly, but only go 20 miles per hour?
Woo, I would rather go flying 20 miles per hour, baby.
Yeah.
Sir, smooth sailing, yo. Smooth sailing. And you get a better view.
Yeah. Take you fucking 3 days to get to.
Not necessarily.
You get that quick. You get that quick. I mean, you get that
traffic as the bird flies. Yeah.
Hey, and you get to drop down and fuck some shit up like a bomb or some shit, you know?
All right, number 2 for you here.
What song are you singing if you're at a karaoke bar?
Ooh! Shit, where the list at, yo? I fucks with this one called the Hoochie Coochie. I like the fucking hoochie coochie, dog. That was one of my new ones that I just went and did. I couldn't really sing. It was a country song. I remember what it was. I was pretty drunk. And I was on that shit though. The motherfucker saying, "Do the hoochie coochie when the man goes and then the hoochie coochie." I love that shit though.
Oh man, dude.
So you're into country, huh?
But listen,
Whatever.
I'm like nothing you guys have ever seen before. I fucks with some dubstep. I'll fucking put some classical music on. I'll hit some Beethoven on your ass. Then I run you down with some Hardy. And then I'll fucking soothe your ass with a little sexual sensation. You know what I mean? A little kickback of old school R&B. Like I listen to it all, man. I listen to it all. I love the violin and shit, man. Like I listen to old school classic. I love the classical music, man.
Nice.
Black Pumas, you know what I mean? I fuck with the Black Pumas. You know, they just started coming up. A lot of that street music, man. I love the vibes, man. I love the vibes,
dude.
Man.
Mike, how about a fight companion with the two of us, him, Mike Perry, and maybe like Tony Soto or something like that? Get these three in a
fuck some shit up.
Yeah, get these three in a room and let them watch a fucking event with us and just record some
fantastic.
Shit.
And you know what? There might be some room for that at live at Tom's Sports Bar at some point.
Hell yeah.
There better not be no shit that we can break in there because you know we're gonna be moving. We're gonna be excited. There's nothing expensive that can break.
Yeah, man, oh man, I love the energy. Here we go. Last one for you. Finish this sentence. There's nothing better than a
joint.
Nothing better than a joint. Too easy.
I apologize about that, guys. Can I repeat that question?
Go for it. Do it again.
There's nothing better than a
ice cold dream. I just try to come back from the other one, man. I mean, I stick with my joint, man. I love my weed, man. I'm sorry, but
I love it, dude.
Well, wish I could agree with you, but
man,
but I can't.
I'm a naturalist, bro. I'm an all natural. I'm a nature man. Anything that got to do with any chemicals or anything, I don't like fucking with it. All natural man. I love plants. I love nature. Everything about outdoors, plants, agriculture. I'm all about it, baby. I'm all about it.
So the BK, the Extreme BK Fans page is an awesome page on Facebook. They have a huge community of bare knuckle fans that all follow their shit. They share everybody's stuff. They're in the comments right now, and he's responding to my suggestion of all of us getting together for a fight companion get together. He says, "You fuckers." He said, "You fuckers would be in jail by the end of the night."
Well, they better bring the motherfucking SWAT team because they ain't taking us now.
And you want to know what's funny is he was just with us in Greensville, South Carolina, and we were at a karaoke bar. And things were getting wild there at that karaoke bar. I can tell you that right now.
Hotel California is my one go-to fucking. It is my one go-to though, man. Hotel California, baby. Living it up at the Hotel California.
Oh man!
Oh yeah! Man,
you know what? Hey,
I'm mad that we're not at this friggin' fight. You know what? I think I'm going to call out a drill. I'm not going to drill this weekend. I'm going AWOL.
Fuck yeah! No, let's go. You won't regret it. I promise.
I wish we were out there, man. We usually get to as many as we can, and we would be doing backstage interviews with you guys after your fights and everything normally, and we're not going to be at the event in a couple of days from now. And now I'm kicking myself because. After talking to you tonight, I wanted to do a one-on-one live interview with you because it would be fucking fantastic.
Well, shit, man, I love to travel, man. So you let me know when and where, and I'll be
there. Yeah, all right, brother, man. Well, hey, best of luck in your fight. I don't think you need it. I think you got all the energy to do your thing on Friday. Any final words you want to deliver to anybody that's listening and needs to hear it?
Listen, you guys are going through some shit. Understand. It is for a reason. There is a process to this shit. I've been in some fucking dark days. A lot of you guys don't know where to start. Chase your fucking dreams. Do not fucking give up. There's going to be so many fucking haters out there. They're going to try to put you down. There's going to be so many obstacles. The shit ain't easy, but the shit is worth it. And I promise you, if you just take one fucking step, a journey of 10,000 fucking steps begins with one. Just take one step. I never knew I was going to be here. I had to fucking bite the barrel at one point, and I thought I was going to be done. I was going to leave my family, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what the fuck? And I came out, and I put my faith in the man above, and miracles are happening, and I'm at the beginning of a ladder that I never knew even existed. Do not fucking give up on your dreams. Chase that shit. with a fucking burning desire to fucking breathe. You gotta fucking go. Do not give up and just keep on fucking striving towards it. And I guarantee you guys, I will be paving a new road for the next generation coming up to show the troubled youth where to put that energy and how to do this shit right. I will build a whole new fucking legacy and a whole new fucking empire for people to come up and chase dreams. Because I know if I can change and do this shit, you can too.
Outstanding, dude. That was awesome.
Great words.
Straight.
From the heart,
Yeah.
baby.
Hey.
I'm usually horrible with the fucking interviews.
No, that was great. Hey.
And I'm so nervous. I usually got sweaty palms, but today I'm feeling good. I just got at the fucking gym. I dropped down fucking to 202 so I can go eat some fucking fire-ass salmon and go smash on some food and hydrate. I'm on point. I feel good. I'm locked in. I'm ready to show the world a whole new side of motherfucking fighting, baby.
Good.
I can tell you right now that you got some new fans viewing right now. Mike and I are now fans of yours, man. I like the energy. I love it. I love it. And we're really excited to watch the fight this weekend. And we thank you for coming on, dude.
Bring some popcorn, baby, because it's gonna get real.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's plug the sponsor right there. Grab yourself some bare knuckle corn snacks right here. Hey, product
That's our
placement.
sponsor right there. Bare knuckle corn snacks. Get them. Get
Bare
that
knuckle
popcorn.
corn snacks.
Yeah.
There you go. Mohawk
I
said,
used to make that shit. I used to make big ass bags full of fucking caramel popcorn and shit. I used to flip the trash bags, making that shit in the microwave one bag at a time. Melt the caramel, melt that bitch in and throw it in myself and sell it $1 a piece. Let's get it, baby.
Hell yeah.
all right. Hey, thank you very much for coming on. You were a
I
great
appreciate
guest.
you guys
And
for having me. Thank you.
I hope everybody enjoyed this interview because we did. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Nah, man. I can't wait to see this fight. Can't wait to see it.
Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go, baby. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Later, man.
We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, man.
Take it easy. There he is, Mohawk, man. Holy shit, the energy on that guy.
I know.
Fucking awesome.
He's feeling it. He's feeling good, you know? He's feeling good.
Okay,
So,
hold on one second. Taylor.
is he saying hold on to us and muting the microphone? I don't know what's going on here.
No, go ahead, talk. Because
okay, so
I'm
why don't we
getting
do this? While we're waiting for Taylor Starling, there was a giveaway. There's a couple giveaways courtesy of the Extreme BK fans page. They hooked us up with some signed posters. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to give away a poster from our first guest that we had tonight, Tony Loco Soto. It is a signed poster of Tony Loco Soto. And the question is going to be similar to questions that we've done in the past. And it's going to be, what was the total number of punches thrown in the fight between Good John and Tony Loco Soto? Very easy to find this out. Go to the totals and add them together, and you will have the answer. And the first person who can throw the exact number in the comments will win the Tony Loco Soto signed poster, autographed by the 5-0 Soto. Let's get it.
I don't even know the answer to that.
I do. I have it. I already did the maths. I did the maths.
Total thrown between the two of them.
So let's see. Yeah, it's the whole total. Yep, total thrown.
Total thrown. I'm looking at the numbers right now. I'm going to show you how fast it is to get it. So I'm doing it right now.
Yep.
Boom! I got the number.
Yep.
I got the number.
Walker. Woohoo! People are very close here, but some people are up. I don't know what they're adding together here. I see totals. Do you see totals?
Yeah,
Kyle?
And our boy got it right there. Falcon 09, straight out of Cali, baby. 455 was the correct answer. Falcon, I think I have your address already because you won a shirt from us once before, but message us your address anyways, and we will get you that that signed Tony Loco Soto picture right away. And guess what? Yep, TJ, you're late. Falcon 09 is the winner. You get yourself an autographed Tony Loco Soto photo.
But not so fast. There's one more to give away in just a little while. And actually, we should have the Killa Bee herself come up with a nice little question and ask the audience at the end of our interview here to give away a signed picture of Killa Bee. And I will upload it so we can show it in a moment.
All right. Well, let's
I
go
had
ahead
so
and
many
bring her
pictures
up.
uploaded in here. I ran out of space. Yeah.
Nice,
This is the
nice,
picture that we're going to be giving away.
Look at this. Look at this photo
Yeah.
of the gritty, sweaty, grimy Killa Bee,
Look at
Taylor
her.
Starling, autographed by her. We're going to give that away in a few minutes after we talk to her, but let's go ahead and bring her on. She's making her return to the BKFC Squared Circle. She is 3-1. I believe she's the number 3 ranked. What is her ranking, Mike?
The rankings just
number
changed this
2
morning.
ranked flyweight in the BKFC right now, and she's fighting Jade Masson-Wong. I think I said that right. Here she is, Taylor Killa Bee Starling.
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up? Where are you at?
I just woke up, but yeah, I had a really long day traveling today and cutting weight, and Keith actually just woke me up because I had to send him a video of me checking my weight, and as I woke up, I looked at the clock and it said 9:37, and I was like, Mike and Mish, fuck, and like jumped up. So here I am.
We're still here.
It's okay, Taylor, because we roll with the punches. You know how we do. And we just moved some people around, and we just had a great conversation with Tony Soto, Ben Rothwell, and Mohawk Rodriguez. And Tony Soto told us to tell you, do your fucking thing on Friday. I think you got this, girl, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was a message.
That's
There's
my
a message there for you.
Yeah, I have actually known Tony Soto for years. Like, I trained with him both way before we were even in BKFC, and so have a lot of love for Tony and his wife. And to see him win last weekend was so awesome. And thank you.
What did you think about that before we start talking about your return to the ring and whatever? But we were just in Greenville. We saw you down there. Not to mention that main event, Keith put on a nice performance as well. What were your thoughts about that event, man? And watching Keith go out there and do his thing once again.
It was awesome. It was crazy. There were definitely a lot of emotions because Keith changed opponents. I want to say like 4 times. Like, people kept dropping out and stepping in. So it was really cool that Cody Jenkins stepped up to the plate. And it was just a lot of drama with that. And I wouldn't be able to handle that as swimmingly as Keith did. The event was great. I think a lot of people underestimated Tony Soto, and you know, I've trained with him before. I've seen him before. I know how he believes in himself, and he should. Like, he puts in the work and he believes in himself. So when you know somebody on that level, like, there was no question for Tony Soto, but to see everyone like think of him as such an underdog, it was crazy and it was great. And I thought their fight was beautiful. Tyler Goodjohn threw, he had like a slip 6, like a slip up back uppercut. And I remember like literally during the fight, I was just like, oh, that was.
Just breaking up there.
Uh-oh.
I think she's got that burrito fi.
You're frozen, Taylor.
Yeah, she's frozen. Oh,
Here I am.
Wait. You're on that
super
Elvin
frozen.
Burrito Wi-Fi right now.
Hey,
With that that Puerto Rico Wi-Fi.
I'm at an Airbnb. I don't know what's going on with their Wi-Fi.
Oh, so that's not your fancy headboard there behind you, that and the fancy pillow?
No. It's so bougie, but I got an Airbnb. I have like my whole team coming and my whole team here, so we decided to take over Nebraska.
Go bougie or go home. That's what I say.
Taylor, you saw that photo that we have autographed by you that we want to give away?
Yes, that is Tony Soto training partner days. That's when I was training like years ago. That's a throwback.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
the guys over at Extreme Fan BK fan page, they always get us autographed photos to give away to our fans. And lately we've been doing this thing where we have people guess the total strikes thrown in a fight by the fighter who's involved in the picture. And we just did that with Tony Soto, and it was 455 punches total between him and Tyler Goodjohn.
Yeah.
I think for your photo that we give away, we should do the total number of punches thrown between you and Charissa Sagala in your debut fight. Because do you know what that number is? Between you and her, don't say the number.
Okay.
If you combine yours and hers together, the number is fucking insanity. I'm telling you. It's like
you have the answer, Kyle?
I have the answer right in front of my face right now. It's absolutely insane.
I couldn't give you the for sure, but I would if I had to guess, I think I would nail it pretty close.
Pretty close. Okay, so let's do that right now, and we'll get the guesses in the comment section while we talk to you. Whoever can give us the total number of strikes thrown between Taylor and Charissa Sagala in their epic fight of the year fight from Knucklemania 1.
Man.
Get us that number.
Without Googling it.
What's that?
Without Googling it.
Yeah. Get us that number.
Yeah, just keep throwing numbers in there.
Just keep throwing numbers, and I'll let you know if you win or not. And then we'll get you that. Oh, my God. Absent-minded. Just got it. 606. 606 punches thrown between these two crazy women back in Lakeland, Florida in February of 2021 or whatever year that was.
They Googled it?
Must have.
Must have.
600. Sagala and Taylor Starling. It's like first thing comes up is like the stats. Like,
you know what? Crazy. I was just thinking about that night because it's the first time we covered an event live. That is the very first time we ever went to an event live and covered it, right? So we were like totally lost. We didn't know anybody. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We had shitty equipment. We didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay, we were lost.
Yeah.
And that fight was absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, that's like a big factor in us becoming such so insane about this sport. It really pulled us in, and I'm not just fucking blowing smoke up your ass. I swear to God, like that fight was so crazy that we were like, dude, what is this? What it's like all the time here at these fights? Like, this is crazy. And then afterwards, you showed up at the hotel, right? And we were all hanging out, and your hands were so swollen, and your face. Like, I remember we never got a picture with you. That's what I was thinking of the other day. We do not have a picture from that night. None.
It's so wild. And like, I keep seeing now I'm like a meme in that fight. And it's wild how that was 2 years ago.
That's right.
That's just now becoming a meme. It's
you
like
and Susan. Isn't that crazy? You and who? Susan Zingari?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it was just a different ball game. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, and you're all bloody. You're all bloody. So people are doing it about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool.
You know,
how does it feel to become a meme?
It's weird because this is why it's weird. Because hundreds of people send it to me as if I've never seen it before.
It's so funny.
So now it's gotten to the point where I'm like, haha, so funny. Like, I just see it and I'm like, all right, I've seen this in every variation. I have like seen like Christian church people using it. I've seen moms that go on vacation with their kids using it. I see people who drive four-wheelers or motorcycles talk about it. And I'm like, sometimes they'd send something and I don't even understand what they're talking about. And I'm like, I guess they can relate. It's fun though. It's fun to bring joy to people like that.
That's amazing. And I love that Keith redid it when he fought.
Yeah,
I
made him do that. I was like, look, we got to recreate it.
That's very funny. You are making your return to the squared circle against Jade, who has not fought in a year herself. Like, this is a nice matchup that I like a lot, and I think it's a good fight for you coming off your title fight. Which obviously didn't go your way. That was probably a rough night for you as far as the career goes. But this Jade fight, I think you guys match up extremely well. She's an exciting fighter. You can bring the excitement back. Was this a fight that you were looking for, or was this a name that they just offered you and you decided this is the one to come back to?
I was actually originally going to be fighting what is her name? The doctor,
Sarah Shell.
Sarah Shell.
I'm gonna fight Sarah Shell, and I think within like 3 weeks of camp, she got injured or something like that. And they were like, Sarah Shell's out. We're gonna see what we can do. And Jade jumped on the opportunity. I know she had like was in Miami for a while and then went back to Canada. And so it's just crazy because right before that, like she was posting and I'm posting like, we don't have fights, what's going to happen? And, you know, finally I got the opportunity and everyone's like, man, maybe you'll get to step up, Jade, at some point. And she's like, I knew as soon as I left Miami that I was going to fight. And that's just how it played out. But I was super thankful for that. She's game. She loves adrenaline. She's really tough. She's built like a little tank, and I'm excited. I wasn't feeling good before the Christine fight. I just burnt myself out with training, and because I was constantly in and out of a fight camp. I was supposed to fight Christine originally like 2 or 3 months before I actually fought her, and I just stayed in a camp. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep going. Like, I'm just going to keep training like I'm in camp because I'm in such shape right now. And that's just not smart. And then before that, I had like other offers. I think maybe like Jenny Savage or something was mentioned to me. So I was in a camp before that, not knowing what was going on. And I just stayed in this perpetual fight camp and I really burnt myself out. And so I had to take a step back, take a break after the Christine fight, after the way things happened, and kind of just reset and refocus, regroup, and get that feeling back of just like loving doing this, because people seem to forget that this is a job too. Like, we do it because we love it, but it's also a job. And when you have a job, what happens when you have a job? Some days you don't want to fucking go to work. Like, and
Yeah.
the time, like when I went
Pretty
to
much
fight,
every day for us, Taylor.
like when I went to fight Christine, it felt very much so like I'm here because I have to be, and I don't really want to be right now. Not today. I'm not feeling good, and
You did look like you were in like the best shape when we saw you in Albuquerque. You looked fucking ripped and jacked and like ready to go, but that obviously you had overtrained for too long, according to.
And I'm just one of those people that I don't like to take days off. I don't like to, and I have to always remember like recovery is important too. And I don't like to take days off. I don't like to take time off. In my head, I'm like, if I'm fighting, this is what's going to happen. Like, I got to be constantly working, killing myself. And I learned like, okay, it's okay to take time and chill the fuck out and like take a breather, because you can burn yourself out with this shit. It's crazy.
And you're a mom too.
And I'm a mom, and I do it like the amount of things that I do outside of the fight life, people don't understand. Like, my days start at 5 a.m. and end in midnight, 11 p.m. midnight. Like, just because of outside of fighting and fight, like I'm constantly going. So yeah, I had to take a breather.
Do you still do the podcast too?
I haven't been in
Banana Bee?
Dave has been wanting to do it. He's been hitting me up, but when I get in a mindset like this camp, like I was gonna do it a couple times, and I just am so. I just needed a second. Like, I was like, hold on, like we'll get back to Banana and the Bee. I don't know when, I don't know how, but it's gonna happen. But it's my fault, not Dave's. I'm just like, by the time I get home at night, I'm like, the last thing I want to do is record a podcast.
Right.
It's not the easiest. Like,
yeah.
with all the stuff you're saying, and you're a mom, you're gonna do all this. We're not fighting, but we're doing military stuff, and that's our full-time job. And then we do this, and we have families. So, like, on a level, I can understand, like, it's very hard to maintain that type of forward momentum all the time.
Yeah.
There's not enough hours in the day. I'm telling you, I swear to God, I say it to Mike all the time. We don't have, like, we shoehorn so much shit into a fucking 24-hour period. It's like, I've been going on like 2 years straight of like 4 hours of sleep a night. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, I'll get like 6 or 7 hours, but like on the average, I would say 4 to 5 tops.
Yeah.
And so
every
for
fucking day.
You cannot convince me that there's shit that I can't do. So like, to me, people are like, hey, we're here to help you. You can like put this on us. Like, I'm like, no, I'm Superwoman. I can do everything. And, even some days Superwoman needs a break, but I feel great. I took time off. I took a good amount of time off, and it has made me love training. Like, when I was training for Christine in that camp, I was a mess. Like, I would go in the gym and just be in such a shitty mood and just like big crybaby. Like I didn't want to be in there, and it was really hard to push through it, but I did, but you could tell it wasn't good. And now this camp, I'm in the gym, like, when are we training? And I've been in the gym all day, every day, and happy to do it. And I'm excited, and to see everybody here and see you guys last week, like, has really just brought that feeling back to me of like, I'm back, I'm happy, this is what I want to do, I'm here.
Taylor, did you see the other guys that were in the other guy that was in the hotel lobby over the weekend? Did you see the guy?
Was it the
Do
one
you-
you? I didn't see it,
Do you
Did
know?
we show you?
Did we show you?
man.
Yeah, the naked man.
I
So
wish I.
people were in the comments talking about it, and like, so Mike and I are standing
have
in
a
the
lot of
lobby,
video.
and we have videos, and we're in the lobby and with Joe Elmore and his wife, and Truckin's down there, and there's a few other fighters down there. I think Glendale Futrell and his wife were down there, and then all of a sudden, somebody goes, "Yo, is that a naked dude at the door over there?"
Yeah,
And like
just
everybody
nonchalant.
looks, and you know how like the doors have the handle thing, it's blocking like his crotch area.
Yeah.
But then the door goes bing and it opens and it reveals him to
Full
the whole
frontal.
world. Full frontal, and he just moseys on in with nothing but a watch on, asks for a new hotel room key.
That is hilarious. What? So you guys get the scoop on like why?
Yeah.
That was the perfect time. You should have done a Mike and Mish episode right there. Like, hey, what's happening?
Dude, so Elmore said
I did chase him down and asked him, and he was naked.
Mike did ask him, and the story that he said he got robbed, but then we heard from somebody from the hotel, maybe the cop said it or whatever, but they said that he had groped the crotch of this fucking bouncer at a club nearby, and the bouncer like grabbed him, stripped his ass, and then threw him out of the bar naked, kept all his stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah.
That's a boss move by a bouncer.
Here's what's funny, right? So I'm going to try, okay, if I have time tomorrow, I'm going to take it, I'm going to blur his face, and I'm going to blur out his crotch, right? Maybe throw like a Mike and Mish logo over it or something. And if I can get it done tomorrow, we'll play it. And I have a few of them. And the funny thing is, though, is that, okay, so this guy already, his night's going horrible, right? He's been stripped down. He's got to walk home. He's got the worst timing, because if he was there 5 minutes before, he wouldn't have had 15 to 20 drunk bare knuckle fighters, coaches, fans, and everything else just screaming at him and recording him when he came into that fucking hotel at 2:00 in the morning. We're all like, ah, like we're filming. He gets the card, right? And to add insult to injury, he goes upstairs and the card doesn't work. So he has to come back downstairs, and then we're all talking. We're like, oh, he's back. And as he's walking back out naked to get another card, a cop walks in at the same exact time.
And then
I have it all on video.
Like, they didn't even give him anything to cover up.
They did.
The cop had them do it.
Yeah, the cop told him to give him a sheet. They fucking gave him a sheet.
I think they panicked when he walked in. They were like, whoa, what's going on? Get him a key. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
What's funny is Joe Elmore the next day, he goes, man, I got a video on my phone. He's like, I went over to him and I was like, hey, what happened, bro? And he went like this. But when he did it, his like dick and balls like flop forward. He's like thrusted. He's like, so I got the video slow-mo, and he's like, his arms going up like this. Bam. And at the same time, his junk's like flapping forward. It's fucking great.
Oh, God.
You can't make this shit up, dude. I'm telling you.
Nothing. There's no place like Greenville. So doing my.
I've never. So Mike and I had never been to Greenville, and like my dumbass, I didn't even know about Greenville. Like when somebody was like Greenville, South Carolina, I was like, "Is that a big place?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's like a fucking major place down there." That city is like beautiful. Like that downtown area is super clean. Like the architecture is awesome. Like the bars and restaurants was cool. I had a good time.
I was going and running a bunch while I was there in the park. I don't know if you guys got to see the park. I can't remember what it was called, but I just was running all through downtown and stumbled upon the park. And there was like a waterfall and a giant bridge. And I live there, and I don't really ever go to Greenville that much. So I just like discovered that park, and it was like, it was like, it was very beautiful, and the energy was great in Greenville.
How far do you live from there?
About an hour and 50 minutes.
I can't believe you weren't on that card. I mean, I don't know if they didn't want you and Keith on the same card or whatever, but I feel like putting you and him on that card would have sold 2,000 more
Oh,
tickets right there.
yeah, and we were actually pushing for it. I kind of tried to throw a fit like a brat and be like, why in the hell would I be in Nebraska over Greenville, South Carolina? I really tried to push for it. But I think with like the Denver card and then the Greenville card and just everything happening, like, you want to bring eyes to every card. So I think I'm a little bit of a help to bring in some more extra eyes to this card.
Sure.
Well,
that makes
you know
sense.
what? Your card Friday night is really fucking like sneaky stacked. That card.
Underrated cards, I think.
Oh my God, it's super underrated. Like you got your fight, but you also got the main event with Houston and Jeremy. But to have Jimmy Rivera fighting the Dagestani dude Usmanov, that's a late addition that we heard they were talking about, but they hadn't announced it until like a few days ago. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Jimmy Rivera is a big name on there. Then you got Dakota Cochran and Noah Cutter. That's going to be a banger. And then way down there on the card is Elvin freaking Brito, the number 1 ranked 165er, taking on Trinidad Snake.
Yeah.
What the? Yeah, this card is like
it's
really,
so
really good.
Just named, I am like the most excited for. So
right. And also, the big dude, what's the fucking heavyweight's name? Ryan Braun. Is it Ryan Braun?
Oh man, yeah.
That dude, he
Knockout.
fought. Yeah, he fought in where the hell did he fought on the Cochran fucking Josh Dyer card, and he just absolutely murked that dude with a fucking knockout with a right hand. And I've been excited to see him fight ever since. And they spread these guys out so much. So anyways, the fucking card's awesome. You and Jade is a great matchup. Nate Shook's been really knocking it out the park lately with matchmaking.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. We don't want to keep you too long. I know you were resting and you got the weight cut going on, but we want to ask you a few questions. And here we go. This is a good question. I come up with this one a little while ago, and
all
I
by
like
himself.
This. Would you rather drink whiskey with Conor McGregor or do shots of mezcal with Jorge Masvidal?
Ooh. I would have to go with Conor McGregor on this one.
Yeah, you're going with the whiskey and Conor?
I just like whiskey better. It doesn't even have to do McGregor or the Jorge. Like, I just like whiskey better than, what is mezcal, like tequila?
Yeah, it's like kind of like tequila. It's got the worm in it, I think. It's his alcohol. It's like his liquor is mezcal, and Conor's got the whiskey beer. He's got his own. Or he does.
Whiskey, Conor McGregor all day.
All day. Here we go. Number 2.
You're handed a briefcase with $5 million cash inside. Where's the first place you're going?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I could be like so generic and be like, I'm gonna buy a house, like a big giant house. If I had to say like silly things or like material things, I'm going shoes. Like, I would go and probably buy like $5 million. So much though.
Yes.
I would get a Raptor, like a new truck. I would get a Raptor. I would get some new shoes. I would go. That's for sure.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I'd go take a dump on Mike's front yard.
With the $5 million?
Yeah, with the briefcase with me.
You'd wipe your ass with it?
Yeah, like this. Mike, look at me. I got $5 million.
$1. Wipe your...
Damn.
Nah, man, that's awesome. And last one for you. Here, finish this sentence for us. I can't stand anyone who
is rude for no reason.
Nice.
And like the airport is like my least favorite place because people are such assholes and so rude and so miserable, and I hate that. I like good, happy energy, thankful people. So rudeness is always my pet peeve.
Why do airport people suck? What is wrong with them?
It's
What
like
is wrong with them?
Where do these people live? I don't feel like I see any of these people in society ever.
Oh, dude, on the way down to Greenville, Mike, you remember the big lady that had her ass on my fucking elbow?
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
this fat, I almost went off. This overweight woman, right? The fucking plane lands. It stops rolling.
Sensitive subject.
The second the plane stopped rolling, she pops up out of her fucking seat, grabs her bag out of the top, and then stands in the aisle right to my right here.
They almost was sitting on his shoulder.
Dude, her fat ass was fucking right on my goddamn arm. And I'm like, Mike, look at this shit.
Yeah, like and sitting on him.
Yeah, big pink ass sitting on me.
You're on a plane. You have to wait for the entire front half of the plane to get off. And people jump up. And I'm like, I will literally sit there until it's really like about my time to get up. Because I'm like, what are we going to do? We're all going to sit here like a bunch of cows and try to rush fucking airplane. Like we all aren't going the same place. Like that bothers me. Yeah, but rude people, like I just hate when people aren't courteous and thankful. And I feel like maybe that's just me, but I try to be as nice as possible.
Right.
And that is really my biggest pet peeve. Like just rude people who are inconsiderate.
People are the worst at airports. And I've said this and I was talking about it to Kyle on the way to Greenville. I got into a conversation with someone from work and they were saying like, oh, I've never encountered that before. And I'm like, well, then maybe you're one of those people. That's the problem.
I just don't see these people in society. I don't understand why, like how would they?
I don't get it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, your boy Mike up there has definitely boxed out some people on the fucking plane a few times in our travels. People will start going from the back of the plane, like passing us, and Mike will hop right out into the aisle.
I'll stand in the lane.
He'll be like, nope, not today. Yeah. You know the rules.
I say it too. Yeah. I do say not today.
He'll be like, nope, this can't happen. Not today. It will throw everything off. You stay.
Real quick. We're getting on the plane, right? And we're sitting down. Right behind us is the exit row. And the lady comes up and she says, are you willing and able to help in case of an emergency? You're in the fire exit, right? This guy just goes, and the lady goes, no, sir, I need a verbal yes from you. Are you going to help in a case of emergency? And then he starts talking.
Yeah, he goes, I'm not going to get taken off this flight.
Yeah, she asked him like 7 times, right? So actually, at like the 5th time, I went, all right, I think we've heard enough of this. Let's vote this guy out of the seat. Can we get some votes? And we're on a plane where it's like the 1 seat and 2 seats, and there's only like 20 rows, so it's really small. So everyone in the plane starts laughing, and they're like, I vote him off. I said, please, everybody pass your votes up to, seat 14A. This guy's like right behind. He's like, right, I could touch him. I was like, we voted him off, man. He's voted out. He can take my seat. I'll take his.
Mike's telling the flight attendant.
Oh yeah, get him out of there.
He didn't know what to say. He just sat there quiet. Mike's like, you've been voted off the island.
Yeah. What a nightmare. I'd be like, I would have done the same exact thing. But yeah, airport people are very just a different creature. And my whole team knows that when I fly, I just am in the worst mood in airports because the rudeness, the people, the disgusting. Like it reminds me of like a cow farm, and we're all being
cattle herding.
Yeah, we're all getting and they all have no common sense or like sense of reality.
Hate it. I think we're all on the same page there. People suck. Taylor, we're excited to see you come back. You've opened up about the last incident with you back in Albuquerque. I loved your answers on that, and we are super excited to see you back in there against Jade on Friday night. Everybody needs to pay attention to that one. Fight of the night contender faux show. Any final words before we let you get out of here?
I love you guys so much. Thanks for having me, and everybody tune in and watch. Like I have some great things, some tricks at my sleeve for weigh-ins, and I have some tricks at my sleeve for my walkout, and it's going to be very epic, and I'm excited. It tells a story, and I'm excited for you guys to see everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
All
And I know
right.
I cannot wait.
you guys, like my fight IQ, my body, my everything. I really took a lot of stuff from the last Christine fight and applied it to this camp. And I am the same ripped and jacked person you saw in Albuquerque, just more ripped and jacked up here. And I can't wait to display everything I've learned and just show the world the Killa Bee is still stinging.
Can I ask you one more question before we let you go?
No.
What
Yeah.
did Christine?
Ugh.
No, did Christine give you any like words of encouragement or anything after that you would like to share? Like, what did Christine say to you after your fight in Albuquerque?
Well, you know, everyone sees like this. We definitely poured it on thick to get the fight to happen, and
Yeah.
I pushed to get that fight because I believed in myself. I genuinely believed in myself, and Christine was a hell of a lot tougher than I realized she was going to be, but she has the experience. And me and Christine have nothing but love for each other. Like we, even during that, there were times where we'd be texting each other in camp, like, you know, like we're fighting, but like she like this is awesome, and like we're doing a great job at like promoting the fight and blah blah blah. But afterwards, she had told me, you know, you're so young, and like you stepped up and did this when not very many people will step up and fight me, and I have so much respect for you. And she's like, you're gonna get so much better from this. And she's like, and then, you know, she was like, being who you are, she's like, it made me train differently. She's like, this was like the hardest camp I've ever had because I took you very very seriously, and just to see each other get better as athletes. And she just told me like, you're gonna be in this position one day. It might not be today, but she's like, you like, she is very encouraging, and tells me like, you're tough as fuck, like, you know, just got to get through it and fuck the people. Like that was something that happened early on, and she's told me, you know, things like that have happened to her. Like she was like, I've had this exact moment happen to me before, and losses that were like I thought were career ending, never gonna fight again, and look where I'm at. She's like, you're young, keep going. And
That's
she
awesome.
and sending me nothing but words of encouragement for this fight. She's actually here, and I saw her today. And yes, I am a huge Christine Ferreira stan, and I love her, and I'm excited she's here for my fight.
Nice.
That's great. Awesome. That's what we wanted to hear. Mike, I don't got anything else for her. We got to let her get some sleep.
Yeah.
She's got a big day
Get back
tomorrow.
to sleep. Did you send that
Yeah.
weigh-in video?
Yeah, I got like 5 pounds exactly, so I
Nice.
should be up pretty close to on
Did
weight.
Keith send you a video back? Never mind.
I'm gonna go.
All right, Taylor. Thank you very much for coming on, giving us some of your time. We'll be tuned in on Friday.
You guys are the best. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and listening to me talk.
All right. Let's see.
Thank you.
Bye.
Later.
There she is, Taylor Starling, making a return on Friday night, Omaha, Nebraska, BKFC 43. Dude, I feel like we were just at 41. Mike, I feel like we were just at 41.
On Thursday.
41.
Going to the airport. Yeah.
42.
Oh,
Now we're at 43.
here I go. Hey, see you later, everybody. You're going to have to take care of everything yourself because I'm going AWOL and I'm going to the fights. See ya.
Hey man, shout out to everybody that's in the comments tonight. This was a really great show. I think all 4 guests were fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into this show, and we still have a lot of people watching. And Mike's got to go to work in the morning. I got to go to a class in the morning, and then we're going to do this all over again tomorrow.
I'm going to talk to people on the phone. People are going to talk to me. I mean, it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. I just thought my nose was bleeding the way the light was hitting it. It looked like my nose was dry. I was like,
you're looking all bleedy over there. Hey, so we're gonna let you guys go for the night now, but tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, we got 3 more people coming up. We got 3 more. We got the show himself. Cyrus Fees is gonna be on first.
Cyrus is coming on, man.
Cyrus is coming on tomorrow. The voice of the BKFC. He's been doing a great job with the pre-show work. He did the pre-show with Chael Sonnen and Austin Trout for Denver. He does the in-ring interviews. He's killing that. He he was on his game enough to put that microphone in front of Connor's face when now all that shit was spur of the moment. He did not fucking fold.
Yeah.
Cyrus will be on tomorrow night. We're going to talk to him first. Then we're going to have Dakota Cochran, who's going to be returning to the BKFC Squared Circle, taking on Noah Cutter in what is guaranteed to be a banger, because we all know how Dakota fights, and
Man, I
Noah
love Noah Cutter,
and
man.
Noah Cutter is never in a fucking boring fight ever. So that's going to be
He was
amazing.
super bummed out after that Albuquerque fight,
Yeah.
too, where it got stopped. He was bummed.
No, Virginia, right?
No,
Didn't he get stopped in Virginia?
no, I don't think so.
Was
Was it? That was in Virginia?
That was in Virginia against Will Sandiego. Oh no, that was
No, that was Knucklemania 3.
Who did we see him in Virginia?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, they're all fucking bleeding together now. All right. So then after we talk to Dakota Cochran, we're gonna have and I'm gonna fuck this guy's name up, Bekzad Usmanov from Dagestan. And you know what we always say about those Dagestani fighters, stay away from
I'll
those
be
guys.
messing with those guys.
Stay away from those guys. He's gonna be
A beard, no mustache kind of guy.
no, he has no facial hair, so I think but he's taking on Jimmy Rivera. So man, it's going to be fun to talk to those guys tomorrow night. We're looking forward to it, and thank you guys so much. Falcon 09 Absent Minded, get me your addresses. We're going to get you those autograph photos sent out, and I don't think we have all that much more to talk about, Mike.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Peace.
Peace.